Hello and welcome back to another Lord of the Rings progression playthrough. Today we are taking on the Flight of the Stormcaller, and I have been kind of told that this may be a community favorite, so I'm really pumped. Also, I just love reading players prepare their fleets. That's such a cool mechanic. So we get to get on a boat and Lonely Island this thing. So I'm pumped. I hope you all are too. And yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. If we win, we get to open the Thing in the Depths, which I did not double check to make sure that was the next one. So maybe someone will yell at me just in case that is not the next one, but the Thing in the Depths. And then also, I got the 4 starter decks for the recorded series that I started and posted the first video yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago. So I've been playing through the non-revised content, the legacy format packaging over the last, I don't know how long it's been now, a year and a half or so. And I have decided to start a new series, a new format where I'm playing through the revised content. And I don't necessarily have the revised content, but I'm simulating that I have the revised content so that people can approach the game if they're getting into it now. And so right now we're going through the core series. I'm using just the cards in the core box, and we're going to add in the starter decks and the other player cards as we progress to Agmar and the saga stuff as we go through that. So the Thing is next. Thank you, Josh. Yes, perfect. So regardless of if we win or lose today, we'll open one, maybe 2 of these. It kind of depends on timing. And yeah, so a lot of new cards. Be honest, did you start that series just as an excuse to buy those starter decks? Actually, no. Actually, so I got the suggestion from a couple of people on YouTube, and they were commenting and everything, saying like, they enjoyed the discussion, but they have to hop off before gameplay because, yeah. And then I was like, you know what, that would be a good way. I started this series mainly the reason I started this series from like a personal standpoint was I wanted to try the game two-handed because I've enjoyed Marvel Champions so much two-handed, and I decided, I was like, you know what, let's try this two-handed. I still don't feel super comfortable doing two-handed on any game on stream, and so I was like, we're not going to do that. Plus I'm enjoying the true solo progression playthrough. And so I started that to do a two-handed, the recorded series. And then as I was starting that, I was like, oh wait, hold on. I think I can buy the decks. And after talking with y'all on stream, I have a majority of the cards in these decks now. And I just wanted to I wanted to try and avoid as many spoilers as possible because, this box is not open. So any cards in this, I don't really know. Now, I've seen a couple of them every once in a while, but I have a majority of these, and I felt like it was time to dive in. So if we are actually, no, not if, because we will be unboxing at least one of these. When we unbox, we'll have a little vote on which one we should unbox because I'm pretty excited about all of them, and we'll see. I probably won't break into these until after the core series. I want to tackle that core series with just the cards in the core box because, yeah, we'll see if I break into them with the cards that come, or if I go through like the Dark of Mirkwood, I think is what it's called, the past, or the Dark of Mirkwood, that one. So the 2 quests, the Oath and whatever. Cool. Excellent. So we're going to be playing Flight of the Stormcaller today. We're going to build a deck. We're going to prepare a fleet, and we're going to chase down a very, very fast ship, apparently. So yeah. I kind of want to run into, what's his face? We haven't tried Aristor. I think I want to try Aristor. Hey, Wrigley's. I just finished up getting all the Marvel Champions content, leaning towards picking this up over Arkham at the moment. Ooh, yeah, that's a fun choice to make. I enjoy this game more than I do Arkham. I love Arkham, but I actually enjoy this game more than Champions. I think this game is, one, thematic wise, top tier, but also just like gameplay and like mechanics, It's very, very satisfying. So many deck building possibilities. So Aerostor, you draw 3 additional cards at the beginning of the resource phase, and at the end of the round, discard all cards in your hand. I'm kind of thinking I want to try this strategy. And yeah, it's a different way to play. There's a lot of Noldor cards that, you know, you can discard to play or play from the discard pile with Elven Light. It's just a way to mess around with that. And so if you all will help me, I will build an Aerostor deck. Now, I think from what I can tell, and ooh, Denethor works nicely. Denethor does work nicely. Let's do Denethor. I grabbed a purple. I got in trouble for saying that Denethor was bad by Josh. Josh yelled at me. I'm just messing with you. And you know who else works with them? It has to be Bilbo, right? Bilbo works amazing with them. So Denethor is the card that we opened in our last pack. 8 cost, 1133. Set up, add 2 resources to the resource pool. We can remove 1 resource from Denethor's resource pool to another Gondor's Heroes resource pool. Oh, I almost put that directly on the sleeve. I need to make sure I drink my coffee before I start this. Actually, he does. So the strategy here, I guess, like, because, you know, these are 2 new heroes for me. Usually, a lot of times I don't actually take on quests with more than 1 new hero. But I think we have Denethor. And we can move resources to another Gondor's resource pool. Do we run a Gondor hero? Or, because, like, the other way you can get Gondor is you can throw Steward of Gondor onto a hero, but then at that point, I don't feel like you need to be moving resources from Denethor's pool to that hero's resource pool just because they've tripled the amount of resources that they are generating. I assume you meant Arwen. That's what I assumed you meant, which is, where did I put Arwen? Oh, right there in the middle. Discard a card from your hand to add 1 resource to Noldor's Heroes resource pool or to Aragorn's resource pool. So if we're discarding the cards regardless, we might as well trigger it off of that. Is there another way to get, I think you can give Rohan the Gondor trait with whatever it's called, with whatever that card is called. I think I want to try Arwen. This gives us a fairly decent start for a questing power, which this is kind of a race. She would be a perfect third getting Steward from Denethor. Oh, because you can pass resources to Arwen, and then Arwen's just spamming Elven Light. I like that. That's fun. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So let's grab Elven Light and Elrond's Council because it's a good card. Elven Light is a 1-cost card that can only be played from your discard pile. Whenever you play it, you get to draw a card, which is pretty awesome, especially when you have to discard a lot of cards with what we got going on here. It also feels like we're going to be able to see some of those setup pieces very quickly. Mutant Accord gives Rohan the Gondor trait and vice versa. That's right. Yeah. Kind of, it is a weird card, right? Where's my Elven Light? I feel like a lot of the card draw stuff is not necessarily, or it's valued differently when you're running with Aerostor, I feel. So that'll be fun. So with this build up, I feel like Denethor also works pretty well with any form of Aragorn, because you can then you can drop Sword That Was Broken or Steward pretty quickly. But I think we want to run Steward, because at some point in my life I want to play Steward of Gondor with Elven Light. And we did have the option to do that last time. However, we just never, it was 19 games in and we never drew the 2 together. Denethor is very good for decks where you're overpowering one hero. Gondorian Fire, for example, is a great, ooh, okay. And there's the blue card as well, where you get to extra willpower. Blood of not that one. Uh, Blood of Numenor. Attached to a Gondor or a Dunedain hero. Spend 1 resource from the attached heroes to give it +1 defense. But I think those are leadership events that give resource are really good with. Oh yeah, good call, good call. Let's take a look at those. Let's find what is the one that gives us plus willpower based on resources? Isn't there one like that? We might. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the lay of the. It's not an upgrade. It's an event, which is not as great. So let's look at the leadership events that pass out some money. So we've got Wealth of Gondor. Choose a Gondor character, add 1 resource to that hero's resource pool. The gaining strength, discard 2 resources to put 3 resources in that hero's pool. Do we run Rada Stewart? Are you playing True Solo? Hey, Samuel. Yeah, for this series, I'm playing True Solo directly through kind of the legacy packaging, but then I did start a new series that the first video posted a couple days ago where I'm playing through two-handed. Yeah. And I'm keeping my card pool, my available card pool to the cards that are available in the revised content for that series. I'm kind of curious how you know what, we're just gonna try it. We're just gonna have all of the money and just see what happens. Gaining strength and Wealth of Gondor. It'll be exciting to see how many cards, or how much money and how many cards we go through. If you're not afraid of Doomed, Legacy of Numenor. Legacy of Numenor. Rod not needed with Elven. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I forgot that we've kind of solved our card draw problem. Oh, we're definitely going to grab Glorfindel. Oh my goodness, yes. Let's get Glorfindel in this party. That's going to be fun. I've not played with him. He's also a new card for us, which is going to be pretty cool. A good harvest is kind of an interesting idea. Legacy of Numenor. I am not 100% sure what that card is. Legacy of Numenor. Legacy of Durin. Nope. Lindir. Lindir is kind of interesting. Linden Navigator does not exhaust to commit to a quest and can commit to a quest while exhausted after resolving a quest. Oh, yeah. We got our sailors over here. It's not my deck pool. Lindir, Lord of the Elder, to the sea, to the sea. It can be played from your discard pile. Heck yeah. Oh, all the cards that can be played from your discard pile. Yes. Still looking for that Legacy of Numenor. I don't know if I have that card. Oh, there we go. Legacy Doomed 4. Add 1 resource to each resource hero, or each hero's resource pool. Yeah. What the heck? What's the worst that could happen? What am I looking? I'm looking for wealth. We're gonna have so much money. I feel like we go with the Gondorian Fire. Is that the defensive one on Denethor? Or Denethor could have probably just sail for us. Wealth of Gondor, where we at? Remember that Lord of the Rings deck building strategy is very different from Marvel Champions. Your strategy should be around the scenario. Oh yeah, no, I 100% know that. Very, very different. Yep. Blood in Numenor is the defensive one. Gondorian Fire is the attack. Create a general deck, test, lose, and then tweak. Oh yeah. No, I'm very familiar with losing in this game. Good stuff. Good stuff. Glorfindel. Glorfindel works super well. Do we only run one copy of Glorfindel? I mean, like, I feel like we're putting him in the discard pile. I probably don't need him too much. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We got a lot of cards left. Let's... We got Steward. Do we run Will of the West? I assume we run Will of the West with this. 0 cost lore events so good with... Oh, draw events? Interesting. Do we need that even if we have the Elven Lights strategy popping? So the deep knowledge, all of that kind of stuff. Darren's Ruins. Darren's Ruins is good. I mean, Darren's Ruins is a stupid good. At least 2 Glorfindel. Find it fast. Okay. Can do. Glorfindel, it's such an interesting card. Playing from the discard pile. Really cool stuff. I feel like Dwarven Tomb is also pretty interesting here. I didn't do my homework. Turbo draw. Let's go. Let's go. I didn't do my homework. Is this a test of will? Attach this to the current quest. Counts as a condition. Probably. Yeah. Test of will. Greeting. Mr. Gandalf. Gandalf. I like Guardian of Rivendell. Guardian of Rivendell is basically just a Denethor. It's a Denethor stat line, which I think is hilarious. Sneaky, sneaky. It might be overkill on draw. we can whittle down. No, we're gonna use Gandalf to draw as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You draw 3 additional cards, so you're drawing 4 cards. Yeah. I feel like we want to figure out our ally lineup at some point, because we are going to get raided. 2, 4, 6, 7. And our defensive strategy could be the Dunedain. Trying to figure out what that looks like. Do we run with Arwen as being a pretty decent defender with Blood of Numenor? Probably. And then we can use like Unexpected Courage to ready her. And then we have her as a quest and a defensive player. Denethor could also run defensive. Let's grab it. Because the goal is to have too much money. We'll grab 2. We can throw it on Denethor if we want. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9. And then also we could take a look and think that we're running Dream Chaser. I think we have to. We have to run Dream Chaser. That wasn't a scenario specific requirement. That was just a requirement of if you prepare your fleet, you have to have Dream Chaser in it, right? Reduce the cost of the first ally you play each round by 1. That's really good. Reduce your starting threat by 3. Each hero gets +1 attack. And then draw 1 additional card during the resource phase. Now that's kind of interesting. Probably don't need that. Don't need the Dawnstar. I guess I don't know necessarily where our damage is coming from. We have to flesh out with allies. Ooh, we have Glorfindel. Glorfindel's a... Do we run... Oh, we run Light of Valinor. Light of Valinor, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're going to have so much money. It's going to be awesome. Let's look at our ally lineup. If we go... Oh, I feel like... No, you do sailing test before you commit characters to the quest. Ally discount 1, need to be able to play them when you drop. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. We run build a pony, right? Or what are all those... What are the allies where you discard cards from your hand? This honestly feels like a deck that will be a lot of fun to just autopilot. And not necessarily, but like it feels like it's a more tactical game. And so you can kind of play that game whenever you draw, you determine what you do. And you make the most optimal decision for like the situation that's presented to you. And it'll be kind of fun to try that and see how it goes. Like when I really just want to zone out, I put on Slay the Spire and I turn on the mode where there's only like one path through the tower, and I just like just mindlessly just go. So Marvel Champions. That's fair. Yeah. It does feel like Marvel. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. That's cool. So Elven Jeweler, discard 2 cards from your hand to put Elven Jeweler into play under your control. Looking for cheap sailors. We probably are running a little ally light for a sailing quest, but here we are. Jewelers, perfect sailors. Yeah, they are. Envoy of Peligreer is also kind of interesting. Very inexpensive. Awesome sailors. Allows us to start passing out money. Was there... We're gonna go with the Navigator. We grabbed a couple Navigators already. Oh, also, so I have this, right? So I have this threat dial from Buy the Same Token, absolutely fantastic. But with the two-handed, I actually ordered another one, but I got the black one, and it's gorgeous. Like, I really like the black a lot more than I thought I would. But this just came in. I was honestly kind of shocked with how fast they shipped this. It was awesome. But so now I have this, and we can use that for over there. Honestly, never really played an Airstore deck. Not really sure what's good or bad here. Seems like the Silver Harp would be good if you haven't grabbed it yet. Ooh, what's the Silver Harp? I love these binder sheets. These binder sheets have been amazing. I had so many cards that I put away yesterday. It was honestly wild. But I was happy with it. And having not needing to sleeve and re-sleeve the entire like collection was super nice. Silverharp, where you at? Silverharp, where you at? Honestly, we don't have anything in there for Denethor's resource, which he could just pass out. He could just pass out his resources. Just go to the binder where Silverharp is. It's 2 cost, right? Attach to a spirit hero. After a card is discarded from your hand, return that card. Oh, yeah. I passed it in that pile. I think Silverharp. Yeah, Silverharp makes sense. Perfect. 2, 4, 6, 7. We got 3 slots left. How many allies do we have? We got 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I only have 14 allies. Probably need a good bit more than that. Trying to think of Northern Trackers could be kind of interesting. Slightly expensive. We could run Strength of Will. I never grabbed Will of the West either. Do we run Will of the West in this game? I feel like that just makes sense to run Will of the West. We have Dwarven Tomb, so we can pass on the first Will of the West if we know we have Dwarven Tomb coming, and we can pull it back. Gives us 1. Is that probably not a fair mirror play because we don't have a ton of allies. Go, no, not Gloin. So happy right now. I was really hoping I could talk you into Arwen and Denethor. Good. Yeah. No, it's gonna be a fun fun little game that we got going. We also have like no lore cards at all. Or the Navigator. We have a total of like 4 lore. Yeah. So that's interesting. So do we run like a song? You go Song of Travel. Just throw all the money on. I feel like we're gonna tweak this a little. We'll play it. We'll definitely play it. But I feel like we're drawing and resource ramping into nothing. Song could work, or you could just pay for gray cards. That's true. Yeah, because we got 15 costs of Gandalfs in there. We're not running, and we got the envoys. True. Yeah, let's just pay for the gray cards. And then we go. I was gonna say Arwen. I was like, wait, no, that doesn't work. Arwen does not work. We go Northern Tracker. Northern Tracker can commit to the quest, but I feel like we just need an army for sailing. go Bofer. Just pop Bofer in there. There's some really high threat locations in this quest, so you'll probably want an answer for that. In terms of like trackers, or in terms of... Ah, yeah. More progression play. What quest are you playing? We're playing Flight of the Stormcaller. How's it going, Canadian? Glorfindel on a Lords of Elder turn is worth like 5 Alex. That's awesome. I feel like Northern Trackers could be kind of interesting here. Is this the final quest in the cycle? I forgot their names. This is the first quest in the adventure pack, so it's the 4th quest in the cycle, the first one after the deluxe box. Northern Tracker. Just grab 3 of these and cut 2 cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm going to cut a Light of Valinor, take us down to 1 Light of Valinor. And do we... So, legit question. Do we need 3 Elven Lights? Or are we okay with 2 of them? Like, if we're getting them into the discard pile pretty quickly. Like, very, very quickly, I think. And are we paying for 3 of them in a round? Gotcha, that makes sense. I like this cycle a lot. For some reason, the boat mechanic... I love the boat mechanics. They're so freaking sweet. Yes, 100%. Love them. I think I cut down on Elven Light. Like, I think we have a ton of card draw. I think we cut 1 of them. 2 Darren Ruins, yeah. Okay. I'm good with that. That opens up a slot, actually. So that opens up a slot, which could be something... Let's find a fun green ally. Quick Beam is also... I mean, Quick Beam is pretty decent. Or we could go with the Wellingham Preserver and just, like, have a huge defensive answer. Like, we have a lot of defense, and so instead of chump blocking... But I do feel like the damage is something that we could think about, which could be Fire, which is a tactics card, which we don't have. Just kidding. I honestly think that the Preserver is an interesting call here. Because, I mean, you got a defensive answer, but also, like, a really high quester. I don't know why I'm grabbing it from here, but whatever. I think we're gonna run 1x because we're also just kind of increasing the cost of our green cards, which honestly, like, you know, that's a 2-cost card when you look at it with our boat. My table is so full. I don't know where to put this stuff. And we are never going to touch the binder again because it's out of my reach now. Sweet. Alrighty, I'm pumped. Yeah, Denethor, Arwen, and Aristor. This will be fun. This will be interesting. Getting all those cards into the discard pile pretty quickly. The other interesting thing is you start with 10 cards, right? Like, Aristor and Denethor probably work really well together because you start with so many cards, even though you're discarding half of them. No, probably more than half, but you can kind of ramp into paying for a lot of them. Oh, that messes with all my math on how many cards to run if I need to see something. Aristor, yeah, Aristor in a lot of characters. I didn't think about, like, the start of the game, like starting with 10 cards. That's interesting. Oh gosh. We did not have an even number. I counted wrong. Okay, let's see what happened. That was the main thing. Yeah, he can guarantee Steward if you draw. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're running light. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What did I do? How did I count so poorly? We're running 8 cards light? Did I just like put cards somewhere that I missed? Yeah. Why are these over here? That seems wild to me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. What was I doing? Oh my gosh, I'm apparently really tired. I would have been so baffled as to why we never saw Gandalf. Test of Will. The other thing is, like, a lot of these cards that are so situational that you hang on to, like Test of Will and that kind of stuff, you like can't really do as consistently, I should say, because now we're looking at, if we draw into it at the right time, that's great, but if we don't, what are we doing? So this is a really interesting, yeah, this is really interesting. I like it. Oh, yeah, our ships come over here. Narlina and the Dream Chaser. We are on course because we're awesome. Let's read our story. Enemy ship sighted. The shout comes from a raider atop the Stormcaller's main mast. The entire crew was now echoing the alarm, taking their positions and preparing for battle. The made her way to the quarterdeck, pushing through the sailors in a way. "Don't just stand there, you fool," she shouted at the crew as they parted for her. "I want 3 of you on each oar and eyes to the north. Signal the rest of the fleet. Make sure they are ready for battle." The crew snapped to and raised their voices in a rhythmically shanty as they pulled the oars. The captain was at the helm, wearing his usual smile, sea wind flowing through his dark hair. If he had heard the crew's shouts of alarm, he did not look worried. She looked at the narrow steps, 2 at a time, running to the ship's edge. They raised deck and gave her a perfect view of the northern horizon. Sure enough, a white ship was in swift pursuit, its sails bulging with winds in the back. Her dark eyes narrowed. "Already they are on our tail," she said, with disdain, quiet enough to mask her concern from the crew, but loud enough for the captain to hear. "They are fierce sailors, I'll give them that," Sahir noted, "but they are no corsairs. Their corpses will litter the sea bottom before no inn." She strode to the helm and leaned against the railing, her arms crossed over her chest. She had lived most of her life under Captain Sahir's command, and she could not remember him this bloodthirsty. Not that he had ever been gentle or soft-spoken, but his brutality had always been purposeful, deliberate. She gave her captain a piercing gaze. They locked eyes. "When were you going to tell me what the key opened?" she asked, for what seemed like the 100th time since they had sailed from Umbar. "When you are ready," he barked, and it was the only reply he ever gave her. She took a dagger from her bandolier and ran a finger along its edge, deep in thought. Sahir had taken the fleet far to the north, farther than they had ever sailed in their entire life. He told the crew that they were to follow a Gondorian ship sailing out of Dol Amroth, a ship he somehow knew would be heading north along the western coast, and still she had no idea where he had learned this information. It wasn't until they saw the Gondorian ships with their own eyes that she and the rest of the crew believed the captain was telling the truth. Perhaps Sahir was right. Perhaps she wasn't ready. Despite following his orders for years, she had doubted him. "Do not toy with me, Captain," she said, sheathing her dagger. "I understand you have a plan. I simply want to know what we're getting into." He laughed heartily. "War, my dear," he grinned. "We're getting into war." Love a good shanty. Yeah. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. So our 1A, we're chasing down the Stormcaller. The swift departure. Corsairs led by the treacherous Captain Sahir have stolen the black key you recovered in the ruins of Numenor. You must get it back. Set up. Prepare the Corsair deck. So we take out all the non-ship enemies and we put it in this deck. These are going to come in whenever we hit a boarding. And boarding is bad. Well, boarding is the mechanic of the game, I guess. It's not inherently bad. feel like I can move all of this down just a little bit. Yeah. Lord of the Rings takes up so much space. Okay. Players prepare their fleet. We did. We got our boats. Prepare the Stormcallers area with a second quest deck consisting of only stages 2C, 3C, and 4C. So that's what we have here. As well as the Stormcaller itself. Searching counter deck for 1 copy of Rolling Seas and add it to the staging area. 2 copies if there are 3 or more players. It's bad for this deck. That's true. That's true. Okay. 1B. The Stormcaller has considered a considerable lead on your fleet, but with good fortune and skilled sailing, perhaps you can catch up to it. Hey! Rhino, thank you for the subscription with Prime. Appreciate it so much. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Yeah, let's go. So, Force, at the end of the quest phase, if you're off course move 2 progress from Swift Departure to the Stormcaller's quest stage. So basically what we're trying to do is the Stormcaller is progressing through its own quest stage, and we need to meet the stage. So like here on 2B, or 2C, let's read it. The Stormcaller is the pride of the Corsair fleet, swift as the wind and nigh unsinkable. It won't be an easy quarry to chase. If the players are off course, the Stormcaller gets +2 threat. This matters because this is how much progress that the Stormcaller is placing on this quest. No more than 4 damage may be placed on the Stormcaller each round. At the end of the round, discard the top card of the encounter deck. The Stormcaller places progress on its stage equal to its threat plus the threat of the discarded card. Found your videos on YouTube for Ashes and have been enjoying the Lord of the Rings playthroughs. Oh, good. I'm so excited. Yes. Awesome. Super happy to have you here. That's awesome. Nice. Ashes is so much fun. Lord of the Rings is so much fun. We have a fun hobby. It's a fun hobby to be in. Nice. And so as we progress through these, when we get to like 2B, sailing, when you defeat the stage, if the Stormcaller is on stage 2, you have caught up to the Stormcaller and win the game. So we're chasing the Stormcaller through, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna... Aha, here it is. Let's go ahead and refresh our mind on the Stormcaller area, or refresh our... So basically it's an area separate from the staging area that represents the Stormcaller's journey. Every round, this effect causes the Stormcaller to make progress on its stage, just as players make progress on their stage. If its quest stage has progress on equal to or above the quest points, it advances to the next stage, etc., etc. While it's at a different stage than the players, cards in the Stormcaller's area are immune to player card effects and cannot leave the Stormcaller's area and are not considered to be in the staging area. Players are considered to be at the same stage as the Stormcaller if their main quest stage match the Stormcaller's quest. So basically 2B and 2D have full sail ahead, for example. Oh, interesting. Okay. When players in the Stormcaller are at the same quest stage, cards in the Stormcaller area are no longer immune to player card effects and can leave the Stormcaller's area and are considered to be in the staging area, and thus do contribute their threat. Thus, by catching up to the same quest as the Stormcaller, the players can travel to locations in the Stormcaller's area and engage ships in the Stormcaller's area, including the Stormcaller itself. So, basically, we're trying to catch up. Let's see what we got. We did start with a copy of Rolling Seas. This starts with a threat of 4, 3 progress on it to clear it, and we have to shift our heading off course in order to travel there. Sailing, we do before we commit characters to the quest. We're going to exhaust any number of units and discard that many cards, and then, well, first we're going to shift off course, and then we'll shift back on course for every single success that we get, which is denotated by these fun little captain ships. Hey! Liquid, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Happy Valentine's Day. First time catching the stream. I'm usually all about Marvel Champions, but honestly, recently got into Final Girl as well. One day I have to jump into Lord of the Rings LCG. That's on your next list. Nice. Awesome. Do you have a favorite champion and champions? I'm sorry. Oh, actually, I'm really excited about this. I'm starting a new Like I've been playing a lot with YouTube Shorts. I've been having a lot of fun with that, where like a lot of them have been like I've done the like games with villain and like guess the cards and stuff. I'm starting a new one today, which is posting, and we'll see how people like it. But I had a fun time coming up with it. It was basically there are three, or like I'm showing three cards, and you have to tell me what card fits in the set of cards. So I show three cards, and then in the comments you have to tell me a card and see if that, and you have to try and figure out the combination or the through thread of the cards and see if you can come up with a card that would fit in that set. Hey Nelson, probably not going to stay too long. Got some things I want to get done, but at least I got the stream. Hey, running, how's it going? Yeah, nice. Happy that you're able to catch up. Oh my goodness, thank you for the follow, the Black Dog. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alrighty, we got 6 cards. I'm really excited about this. Is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Setup. Let's go ahead and add 2 resources to Denethor. We got Legacy of Numenor. Add 1 resource to each resource pool. Who needs threat, right? Speaking of, we're at 1727. I do. I actually really love Nebula. Nice. But just played your Black Panther deck and it was awesome. Love the high idea behind. Oh yeah, using Gamora to cycle for Wakanda Forever's. Oh my gosh, I love that deck. That's a ton of fun. Nice. I like Nebula too. I feel like Nebula. Do you play a lot of true solo or multiplayer? Nebula to me is one of those characters that's just a really fun puzzle. Got Legacy. We got the Navigator. We got Strength, Blood of Numenor, Will of the West, and Wealth of God. Honestly, like that's a lot of money real quick. I'm down. I'm down. What's the worst that could happen, right? Let's just see what happens if we have all of the money in the world. So we draw 4 cards. We got the Silver Harp, another giant strength, gaining strength, Legacy of Numenor, and an Elven Jeweler. Let's go. This is something. I play with my wife and we mostly do duos. She's either Star-Lord or Groot, and yet to try Gamora just yet. Nice. Yeah, Nebula is a ton of fun in 2-player. Still trying to get used to solo. Solo is tough. I think the game shines at 2. I think the game is definitely the best at 2. So we did not get a Steward of Gondor yet. I should say yet, because we have some card draw. We don't. We actually don't have card draw. Just kidding. Okay, let's play Blood of Numenor on Denethor. Let's play Giant Strength to add a resource to Denethor. Because we have to... Oh, no, we can do that for non-Gondor heroes. It's Wealth of Gondor. We'll play Wealth of Gondor to add a resource to Denethor's pool. Let's play 1 Legacy of Numenor. So Doomed 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 1 resource to each resource heroes pool. Oh, we're ramping. Let's go. Good morning, Just Ray. How's it going? Yes. Yes. Now we're going to go gaining strength to discard 2 and add 1. Sick. We're going to do it again to add 1. Oh, this is crazy. We'll spend 2 to play the Silver Harp on Arwen. Let's go ahead and discard Will of the West and Legacy of Numenor to put Elven Jeweler into play. And then we are going to... Oh yeah, I guess that's fine. We'll spend 2 here to put the Linden Navigator into play. So that was fun. Feels like an Aristor opening. That was pretty hype. I'm pretty happy with that. That was... I have no cards left. Sick. Oh, I didn't even do Arwen's thing. That's fine. Actually, I'm going to do Arwen's thing and use Silver Harp to pull the card back and then do everything that I just did. But that's going to give me another resource here. Yeah, I think I give it to Arwen over Aristar. Also, my wife says, great looking shirt today, Nelson. Oh, nice. Yeah, thank you. Represent Harry Potter. I really enjoy Harry Potter. I really enjoy Harry Potter. Thank you. I actually have 2 of these shirts, which is kind of funny because this one used to not fit. Now it fits again. But I bought another like one that where the colors are inverted, where it's like a red full shirt. Now I have the black one as well. So I have a lot of Harry Potter shirts. I'm not gonna lie, that was a ton of fun. I don't care how this game ends up now. I just had a lot of fun just dumping my entire hand with that. Sweet. Okay, so now we're gonna sail. Let's sail. We shift off course 1, and now we're going to commit characters to the quest and discard that many cards to see how many successes we get. I'm going to commit the Dream Chaser because it counts as 2 characters. I'm gonna commit Linden Navigator because we can commit to a quest. Oh, we have to discard a card from our hand to keep it into play if we want. No, it'll be fine. I haven't watched Harry Potter in years. I love the movies and the books when they came out. Yeah, right? I enjoy the books more than the movies. The books are like my comfort book. So if I have something that I need to get done, I can throw on Harry Potter and zone out enough that it allows me to hyper focus on whatever I need to focus on. And so like I used to do it all the time with Lord of the Rings, where like when I was playing Lord of the Rings, like not on stream, but when I was playing Lord of the Rings off stream, I would just listen to Harry Potter because like I knew enough of what was happening that I didn't have to pay attention to it, and it allowed me to just like zone in and hyper focus here. We're gonna move a resource over to Eristor just because Denethor has a lot of money. I think Denethor is going to hang out and be our defender just in case. And so we're going to commit 3. I should have checked the distribution, but 3 seems good. We got 1 success, 2 success, 2 successes. So we're going to shift back on course, which is huge. Being on course is so nice because if we're off course, we have to move threat. It's bad. It's bad. Now we're going to quest. We're going to quest here. Oh, I didn't even reduce the first ally that we played, which I think I just... Yeah, whatever. Let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to quest for 10, showing 4. Flip into a 1, Calm Waters. While Calm Waters is the active location, look at 2 additional cards from the top of the encounter deck during each sailing test. So we place 5 progress here. And this is at the end of the round. Okay. Let's actually read Stormcaller. Boarding 2, cannot have attachment. When Stormcaller advances to the next quest stage, return it to the area. Yeah, it's running away from us. That makes sense. I'm one of those that like the movies, but Order of the Phoenix needed to be 5 hours long because so much happened in the book. Are we excited? I am. Are y'all excited for the HBO series? Because I think that they're saying it's going to be a faithful adaptation to the books, and they're going to expand and have more time than they did in the cinematic versions and the movie versions. I'm pumped. I think that the series is just going to be so cool. I'm so looking forward to it. I hope that they lean into like that HBO vibe of being a little bit darker. Yeah, I think it's coming out in next year. I think it's coming out next year in 25. But like, I mean, Harry Potter takes a vibe shift. Harry Potter is a nice, happy-go-lucky movie or like book and series for the first couple, and then like there's a vibe shift in 4, and yeah, it like I feel like you could lean into that and just feel it's a weird book. It's crazy. My wife is excited about it. Nice. Yeah, good. I didn't know it was happening. Sounds cool. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at how little it's been marketed. Maybe because it's so far out. Although she said Daniel Radcliffe won't be Harry Potter anymore. He feels perfect for the role in Hermione. It's gonna be hard to adjust. It will be, and I think they can just kind of lean into it, and it'll be okay. But yeah, I totally agree. It's like Star Wars. Like they just need to recast Luke. We're gonna travel to Calm Water. Okay. At the end of the round, we are going to discard this and place 4 progress here because it's equal to the threat plus the Stormcaller's threat. I'm worried. It could be something awesome or something god awful, but I'll give it a shot for sure. I'm hoping that it's good. I really am. Um, which I typically enjoy how HBO approaches things, and so I at least am hoping for that. All right, we'll stand up. Increase our threat to 32. Oh yeah, we play that Doom 4 card. We definitely did not need to play that because this was discount. It's fine, whatever. We'll pass out money. We'll draw 4 cards. Darren's Ruins, Elven Light, Guardian of Rivendell. Let's go. Let's play Darren's Ruins. We're going to draw 2 cards, discard 1 card. Wealth of Gondor, and another Guardian of Rivendell. We're going to discard Wealth of Gondor. We're going to spend 3 money from Denethor. And discard Guardian of Rivendell and Elven Light to play the Guardian of Rivendell. HBO is the golden standard. They have changed a bit in recent years. I'm trying to think what... I guess, like, I'm coming from it with, like, Sopranos. I'm trying to blank on all my HBO shows. I've also enjoyed, like, their miniseries. I think their miniseries have been pretty good. Is Dawn Chaser like another hero or an Yes, yeah. So there's the Dream Chaser and the Stormcaller. We're on a boat. Thematically, we're sitting on these boats, and this is like preparing our fleet, and we are navigating the seas. There are no enemies in here that are not ships. All of our enemies are here. So when ships engage us, they board our boats and bring enemies onto. It's so good. It's so good. And then we get, yeah. So we're trying to catch up to the Stormcaller right now. Yeah, The Wire. Sopranos is so good. Sopranos is so freaking good. I have not seen The Wire. I started The Wire like twice, and I know I need to just give it a fair shot, but for some reason I just haven't been able to. We're gonna use Silver Harp to bring back Wealth of Gondor when we discarded that. Sopranos, Wire, oh, Game of Thrones. That's the big one. Yeah. Is this from the remaster? Yes. Yeah, it's in the Dream Chaser cycle. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yeah. Dream Chaser right here. Band of Brothers in season 1 of True Detective. I've heard really good things about True Detective. Band of Brothers, for whatever reason, I have associated Band of Brothers with like the longest series in the world, like eight seasons for whatever reason, like from my childhood. Like that's what I assumed Band of Brothers was. Now that I know it's a limited series with like 8 episodes, that's on my short list to watch. I need to watch it. Yeah. We're gonna Wealth of Gondor to add a resource to Denethor's pool. Band of Brothers is a mini-series. Each episode is quite long. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think my dad had like the VHS box set, and I just saw multiple. And like this was back when I was a kid. I wasn't watching Band of Brothers, but for whatever reason, my childhood mind associated with Band of Brothers with like the longest series in the world. I don't know why, but let's use Arwen to play Elven Light. We'll draw a card into Elrond's Council. I'll take it. This is a really fun way to play. I'm really enjoying this way to play. This is fun. We're gonna toss Elven Light to give Arwen a resource. I feel like we play Gandalf. Yeah, we'll go Erestor 2 and 1 here from Arwen. We're gonna spend, yeah, to play Gandalf, and I think we're going to go with our threat. I think we're going threat. Gandalf on a boat? Yeah, let's go. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Take a good hard look at this mother freaking boat. I'm gonna spend one from Denethor, or spend one more from Arwen other than Denethor, just so we have Blood of Numenor online if we need it. So we have Elrond's Council. I think I'm gonna reduce my threat by 5 here. I'm a little worried of what I would draw into. Gandalf only cost I played Guardian of Rivendell this turn. We're gonna remember Naralina's effect here and give another resource back. Nelson, is this one of those decks you opened or a deck you made on the fly? This is a deck I made on the fly. We're gonna open the decks after we play. No, I haven't opened anything yet. So if we win this quest, we get to open the thing in the depths, and then we'll probably open. Oh gosh, they're so far away. Well, I got the starter decks. We'll open 1 or 2 of those today as well. New cards are fun. Question: how does Lord of the Rings feel solo versus duo, or more games where you feel like it plays best? I've only played like 2 games two-handed, so I don't necessarily want to give a full answer. I feel like it was solo. It's a very challenging, very fun puzzle. With duo, there's a lot more interactions. Kind of very similar to Marvel Champions, where like 2 players just dimensionalizes the game. There's so much more you can do and so much more interaction, and the co-op nature of the game really shines with 2. And so in that sense, I think it's worth it. I think it's definitely worth it in that sense. It's gonna be quick, just like brings. Yeah. Also, welcome. How you doing? So I think I will probably end up enjoying two-player or two-handed more. Right now I enjoy true solo, but I think the majority of my games will be true solo. Let's sail. Sail. So we're shifting off course. We're gonna go Linden, Dream Chaser for 3. I really need to look at what that looks like in there. We're gonna go Denethor for. Oh, we can actually pass money from Denethor. I'm gonna wait on that. We're gonna go 3. Nope. Yes, we got a success. Sweet. So we got 1 success, so we shift back on course. That's nice. Oh, and we look at 2 additional cards. So yeah, I didn't need to commit everything. Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's so weird comparing solo to two-handed cards. Like Brand of Sunbane are useless in solo and quite good in multiplayer. That's the other thing. I think that they have gotten much better as the design, like as designers, as they progress to facilitate true solo play. Like there are cards that are just not worth playing in this, and I think there are some cards that are not worth playing in true solo in Marvel Champions, but far less of them. And it feels like I'm learning almost another game with Lord of the Rings with multiplayer, whereas in Marvel Champions you can pretty easily adapt a true solo into a multi-handed format, whereas here you're just like, this game is different. I played a lot of prior to Revise, so unsure of the changes. Solo is much harder. Yeah, 100%. There actually aren't any changes to the Revise content. It is the same rule set. It's the same game. They added a campaign mode, but other than that, it's the exact same. Lord of the Rings with 2 or 3 are fantastic in comparison, but solo is still pretty solid. What do the 3 stickers mean? Green, blue, and white, or is that yellow? It's like a gray color, and what it means is I keep 1 copy of every single card in a binder, and then I sort the rest alphabetically. If it has a sticker, it goes back in the binder. It's better in Champions for sure, but I will still strongly believe that FFG games aren't meant for true solo, despite being my. I think so. I think they have done a good job of making it feel better true solo, but I do think that the games are meant to be more so multiplayer. I feel like I'm being really quiet, but I just don't know what to say because I don't. You're totally fine. You're totally fine. Okay, we're showing 4. We want to quest through. I really want to quest through this. Let's go Gandalf for 4. We're gonna take this back down to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arwen for 1, 2, 3. Aristor for 1, 2. That's 10. I think we're just gonna keep going. We got Naralina for 1, 2, 3. That shows us 12. We got 8 total before we place progress. We're gonna keep Guardian of Rivendell out just in case we get a boarding 2. We have Elven Jeweler, which we can hit. We also have a Elrond's Council, so we're gonna get +1. That's actually kind of interesting. You can make the choice of committing for 2 by discarding Elrond's Council, or you can reduce your threat by 3 for +1. I think the reduced threat is better, but it's just interesting. So we have 13 showing 8. We're gonna roll in with that. So let's play Elrond's Council. We'll give somebody a +1 and reduce our threat by 1, 2, 3. Showing 4. Flip into a 3, the Swift Raider. Boarding 2 cannot have attachments while the Swift Raider is in the staging area gains force. After a player commits 4 or more characters to a sailing test, it engages that player. That's kind of interesting. This is a card. Huh. Okay. So we're showing 7. We committed 13, so that's going to be 6. So we got 4 here, which clears, and then 3 here, which pushes us here, which is pretty great. Nice. As you travel along the western coast of Middle-earth, the Corsairs continue to harry your fleet and attempt to slow your progress. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard battle for 1 copy of Swift Raider and add it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. Well, that's a bummer. So sailing, no more than 8 progress can be placed here each round. If you're off course, no more than 4 progress. When you defeat this stage, if Stormcaller is on stage 2, you've caught up and you win the game. Interesting. I think the only changes to cards in the revised content are what they... Oh, they did add Noble. They added a couple of traits. Yeah, they did add a couple of traits. Age of Apocalypse will be something to behold for us true solo players. Age of Apocalypse looks mean. I tried a Gondor Swarm deck solo, but we couldn't get past the Grey Havens quest. Haldir sniping boats in the staging made it doable. Nice. That's awesome. I feel like Marvel Champions does solo better than Legendary. I've never tried Legendary True solo because Marvel Champions feels like solo was intended to be a thing from the start. Yeah. I feel like most definitely. So we have to go find another Swift Raider. So that's cool. That's fun. We're happy about that. Is there only 1 copy of Swift Raider? Nah, dang it. Okay, cool. Well, that's fun. If players are off course, they get +2. No more than 4 damage can be placed on the Stormcaller each round. I'm thinking that I travel to Rolling Seas. Legendary solo is really weird. Huh. So we have to make some choices. I mean, like, this is 2, 6, 12. We're not pushing through that. I don't think we're catching up with the Stormcaller this round. I think we have to take the Swift Raider. We can't defend the Swift Raider. We're taking an undefended attack of 5, but we can get that out. We can travel. I feel like that's probably what we want to do. We do have the boarding 2, which is super annoying. It's actually really, really annoying. Probably don't want to actually engage. I hope DC Champions never becomes a thing. My poor wallet. That's me with Star Wars. Let's travel here. We'll shift off course. Now we're showing 6, 10. The only reason we were able to quest so well was Gandalf. We really just don't have damage. That's a problem. We're going to engage the Swift Raider. Boarding 2. Got the Southern Sailor. While it's engaged with you, each ship enemy engaged with you contributes its threat to the total threat of the staging area. Awesome. Love that. And then we've got Cunning Pirate. Gets +1/+1 for each resource. When it engages you, discard an attachment you control and place resource on Cunning Pirate equal to the cost. We'll discard Blood and Numenor. give it 0. Okay, we're taking a couple of attacks. I love Star Wars Co-op LCG. I really like the competitive Star Wars LCG. I've been adapting a solo version, but an official one would save a lot of work. Oh my goodness, yeah, I would. I have just a couple more of these unlimited packs to open. I have 2 more of these that I've been. It's my like reward whenever I do something good. Whenever I finish a video or something, I open one. I did just I opened one of my favorite cards yesterday. Got a Hyperspace Chewie. Then I did open a Mace Windu as well. So pumped. Losing a lot of money to that. We're taking this undefended. It's going to be a 5. If you're off course, it gets +2, so that's 7. That's great. Did I put the discard pile back on the top of the deck, I think. Because I'm an idiot. Oh, okay, well, here we are. So we take 7 damage. We're going to throw that on the Dream Chaser. Because we have to assign it to a ship objective. We could take the attacks undefended. We could throw 3, which is not enough to take it back, so we might as well defend. Guardian of Rivendell will block for the 2, no shadow effect. And then we'll block with Mr. Denethor here for 2. He gets +1, so we block perfectly there. Then Elven Jeweler hangs out. Man, that sailor really threw a wrench into our plans. Hey, Uncouth, how's it going? I haven't seen much Star Wars Unlimited yet. I need to check it out. Yeah, it comes out in like 2 weeks now. I'm pumped. I'm not touching Star Wars game with 1,000-foot light. Not a Star Wars fan, or just it's a scary rabbit hole to dive down into. The end of the round, we're going to add 2. We're going to add 8 progress to that, which pushes us. Yikes. Wow, that's a bummer. Okay. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 copy of Sahir's Escort and add it to the Stormcaller's area. That hurts. Rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole. Hope you have a good weekend with Star Wars. I did. It was a fantastic weekend. It was really exciting to play the game, meet the team, meet a lot of other content creators as well. I feel like I know a lot of the Marvel Champions content creators, and so it was really nice to meet a lot of the Star Wars content creators. It was really cool to see them because I've been watching a lot of their content, trying to learn the game, and so it was really cool to see that. It's always the shirtless dudes that ruin our plans, right? It really is, though. Rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole. Okay. The players are off course. The Stormcaller gets +2. No more than 8 damage can be placed on the Stormcaller each round. At the end of the round, discard the top card of the encounter deck. The Stormcaller places progress on the stage equal to that plus that of the discarded card. I can't believe we just added 8. I thought we had 1 more round at least before it ran away from us, but... And also, it was the perfect amount. That's the frustrating part, is like, if we had, you know, I would much rather it add, actually it added more because it gets +2, but whatever. But like, if we were able to sit at like 10 and then draw the 6, we'd be much, much happier with our lives. Okay, we get to stand up and increase our threat to 30. Gandalf is going to go peace out, because that's fair. We draw 4 cards. Glorfindel, there he is. Elven Light. Galadriel's Greeting. And a Northern Tracker. Glorfindel is so freaking good. Okay, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Let's pass out money. We're going to move a resource from Denethor over to Arwen. And then we're going to discard Glorfindel to get a money for Arwen. We're going to spend 4 to play Glorfindel from the discard pile, reducing the first cost by 1. So Glorfindel helps us. We can discard a card from our hand to ready Glorfindel. So he's going to help us either sail, quest, or probably attack. That 3 attack, we're going to be utilizing that pretty frequently. I think the Guardian of Rivendell is going to help us. Like a Glorfindel and Guardian of Rivendell can take out a sailor. I think we're in a lot of trouble actually. We're not doing great. You can only pass 1 resource. You're right. Yes. You're right. Thank you. She's not Gondor yet, because we still haven't seen that. Good call. Thank you. Still works. We just don't have a resource anymore. Okay. Let's go 2, 3. Love that ally. The fact that you can ready once a phase is nice with Elven Light in your hand. Yeah. It's a little bonkers. We're gonna go 4. Yeah, we're gonna go 4. 0, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so we shift off course. We shift back 2. So we're back on course. That's nice. We're going to discard a Elven Light to ready Glorfindel. Glorfindel works really well with Aristor as well. I should know this. Is there any thematic reason for that? Right? You can discard cards. You're discarding them anyways. I don't know Aristor. Okay. We are questing now. Questing. Go 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. We are showing 3, 6. We're showing 6, which is annoying. We have to take out the sailor. Shoot. Showing 8. I think I want to keep Naralina for a defend on the Swift rating. Aristor is one of the elves hanging around Rivendell. He gets mentioned. He's not mentioned much, I think. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he has a quote from Fellowship here, which is this. That is the path of despair, of folly. I would say the long wisdom of Elrond did not forbid me. How does Dream Chaser interact with Swift Raider? Does it engage since you sailed with 4 characters? No. No, because this says... Oh, it counts as 2 characters. Oh, that's annoying. So that's probably a scoop then. Yeah, we'll scoop. I don't have an answer. I think we're in a lot of trouble when it comes to enemies. I feel yeah, I mean, if we got Glorfindel, if we got Steward, we're just in a much better situation. And so I'm not ready to count the deck out quite yet, just because I feel like once we if we can get it turn 1, if we get Steward also, it would engage. Yeah, it would, because it says it counts as 2 characters when committed to a sailing test, and so it says when you commit with 4 or more characters, it would commit. So Aristor is probably the guy who checked Frodo into a Rivendell inn when he was rushed in by Arwen, movie wise. Oh, I got you. Yeah. At least it started. No, I think it works. I think the deck really works. We had a couple of sad sad things happen to us, but I think we're fine. Like I'm not concerned necessarily. I think the deck, I think that was more card draw than it was deck, and so we'll see how it goes. Let's give it a fair shake because we didn't get our 2 key building pieces, or 2 key pieces for the deck. Like I still feel like we were doing fairly okay. Also, 2 Swift Raiders in one turn. That was tough. It is good to know that we get that Swift Raider whenever we progress. I feel like also you could do a pretty decent rush build here. You kind of just rush as fast as possible into stage 2 from like a quest perspective. Minimum would be 3 rounds. You're discarding Stormcaller, so that's 6 progress on 2C plus whatever you flip. Which leader are you hoping to open during the pre-release? Ooh. Okay, so I still don't have a 5th brother. I want a 5th brother mainly for my Twin Sons deck. Because I have a really fun Twin Sons 5th brother, which you can deal damage to characters to ready them, and then it's combined with a whatever is what the guy who gets plus X based on how much damage characters get plus. What is his name? Why can I not think of his name right now? Yeah. You can quest this one out or destroy Stormcaller. Kind of 2 paths to pursue. That's cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But from a standpoint of play, you have access to Luke and Vader for the pre-release. I think I want... I like Boba. I feel like Boba is a fun character to play because he can ready resources when things get destroyed. I feel like that's a fun way to play. Okay, we're gonna mulligan if we don't have Steward. We got Blood of Numenor, Elven Light, Strength, Council. We'll mulligan this. Boba tea. Yeah, right? I cannot remember that leader's name. He's the Vigilance Villainy leader. He's the guy from Rogue One. Who's the antagonist? I'm going in pretty blunt. Nice. That's exciting. The guy who comes in and takes Galen at the very beginning. Kendrick. Or Krennic. Yes, Kendrick. I'm listening to Kendrick. Yeah, Krennic. Yes, that's right. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So he buffs damage characters and then brother damages characters. So right now I'm running it with Vader because Vader can kind of do the same thing, but you don't necessarily want to damage your own characters with Vader. And so it kind of works. But Boba's fun. We got Elrond's Council, Glorfindel, Peligreer, Will of the West, and Ruins. Navigator, Gandalf. Okay, so we got a lot of card draw, so that's kind of exciting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're gonna Darren's Ruins, draw 2 cards, discard a card from our hand, Gandalf, and a Test of Will. We'll discard Glorfindel. We're going to Darren's Ruins, draw 2 cards, Elrond's Council, and a Test of Will. I guess we'll discard Glorfindel. Did not get Steward again. La, I'm not listening. Oh, jeez. We don't have any resource ramp at all, so we're losing a ton of cards. Ow. Ooh. So let's toss Lords of the Elder to give Arwen a money. We don't have any lights. Oh wait, hold on. Let's we need Rolling Seas. I had to read up on it, but I forgot it was actually Glorfindel who rode as Falith, who took Frodo to Aragorn. Yep, in the book, and then Arwen does it in the movie, right? Yeah, Glorfindel got nerfed real hard in the movie. That's some seriously... Right? Right? Yeah, at least we got Glorfindel. And we'll be not able to drop Glorfindel, but that's fine. We'll drop Glorfindel later, I guess. We're going to use 1 from Aristor to play the Navigator, using our resource discount here. We'll go 2 to play Envoy to give a money to Arwen. Noble. Then that allows us to drop Glorfindel next turn. We have all the Test of Wills and one of our Will of West. That's kind of exciting. Let's go. Okay, let's do our sailing test. We're gonna go Dream Chaser for 2. And Navigator for 2. We'll at least be able to discard a card from our hand. Or Navigator for 1. Got 1, 0, 2. Sweet. Okay. Now we will commit to the quest. We're going to go 3 for Arwen. 1, 2, 3. We're going to commit the Navigator and toss a Test of Will. We don't have to discard it because it does not exhaust to commit and can commit while exhausted. Resolving a quest in which you were committed, either discard it from play or discard 1 card from your hand. We're going to go 3 for Narlina. Oh wait, hold on. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That puts us at 8. I mean, I think we can push pretty hard here. Let's go 2 copies of Elrond's Council. So we reduce our threat by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And quest for 2. We're actually not going to commit Narlina. 1, 2. And we're going to commit Aristor for 1, 2. And we're going to keep the Envoy. Because at this point, we have a boarding 2 answer with defending with Denethor and the Envoy. And then we have Narlina who can defend or attack, which we may just take it undefended, and we can potentially swing back for 5 on a ship, which feels pretty decent. Now we have both our Gandalfs here, which is kind of annoying, but I guess it works because after that he's not really mentioned much during War of the Ring. His real importance was during the First Age. Dude fought at Balrog. Oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll elevate someone to a BA status. I'll agree with that. So we're requesting for 10, showing 4, flipping into a 6. Jeez, team. When revealed, oh, add this to the Stormcallers area. I may Test of Will that. I'm going to Test of Will that. So cancel the when revealed. So this actually gets added here. We don't place progress, but we're going to travel here. That way we don't have to worry about it over here. We're losing Test of Will regardless, so might as well. Right. Okay. End of the round, we'll discard our hand. Stand up. Increase our threats to 22. We're adding 2, 0. That's nice. This is a really fun quest. I'm enjoying this. And then we'll draw 4 cards. We got Guardian of Rivendell, Envoy, Northern Tracker, and a Gaining Strength. Pass out money. 1, 1, 1. 6 threat location. I will assume the Mount Doom location will just show a small picture of a middle finger. Right? Oh my goodness. Well, Gaining Strength to get 1 for Arwen. We'll spend 1 and 1 to play Envoy. We'll give a money to Arwen. We'll spend 4 from Arwen's pool to play Northern Tracker. We have a card to discard for the Navigator. If I remember correctly, Glorfindel died killing the Balrog and was allowed to live a second life as a reward for his valor. That's sick. That's hype. What a cool person, right? Okay. So let's go into our sailing checks. I feel like we got our ally lineup pretty nice. We're going to go 1, 3. I'm going to go 3. 0, 2. Nice. Shift back on course. And now we're going to quest. We've got Northern Tracker for 1. That's going to place a progress here. We're going to commit Linden Navigator, discarding the Guardian of Rivendell for 2. 1, 2. We got Arwen for 1, 2, 3. We got Eristor for 1, 2. That's 8, showing 4. I really want to push through this vast coastline because the Stormcaller is going to run away from us. So I feel like we'll go Narlina for 1, 2, 3. We can probably avoid engagement for a long time, right? Our threat's at 22. We're fine with our threat. So in that sense, do we just go 1, 2? We'll go 2 more. We'll go Denethor, and we'll leave an Envoy just because I'm scared. Showing 4, questing for 13. Flip into Calm Waters. Let's go. Okay, so that's going to be 5. We add 8. Here's 4, and we'll add 4 here. Nice. We'll travel to Calm Waters, which really helps us with our next navigation check. Hey Nelson, did you ever play through or own all of the Saga expansions for this game that encompass the books? I always thought it was such a cool set expansion. It really is really cool. So I've played through the first half of them. So every single book, actually no, including The Hobbit, I've played through 5 of the 8 boxes. So I've played through the entirety of The Hobbit. I've played through the entirety of Fellowship. I played through the first box of the Two Towers. Two Towers, the second box in chronological order of release, comes after this thing. Whatever we're doing here, the Dream Chaser cycle. And so once we finish that, and the Saga is probably what I will start. I may do the Saga stuff, or I may do the Agmar Awakens next. Maybe Saga. I'd probably go Saga. I'm really excited about the Saga stuff. But yeah, so I have done a good bit of it. I have not finished Two Towers or Return. Okay, at the end of the round, let's increase our threat. Stand up. Watch this thing fly away from us. For 2, 4. That's 6. And we will pass out money. Draw 4 cards. Steward! Steward! Greeting. And Elrond's Council. Alrighty, team. Let's go. We'll go Denethor to pop this over here. Not only does that resource ramp Arwen to infinity, but now we can pass Denethor's resources over to Arwen. We still don't have a light, but we do have a Glorfindel, which we can plop down. Do we play Glorfindel or do we play Elrond's Galadriel's Great? No, we don't need to threat reduce. We'll pay 4 for Glorfindel. We can play him from our discard pile. We can discard cards to ready him, and now I feel like we're doing fairly decent. I never got the last box of Return of the King, but seeing the encounter card spoilers online, it looked crushing. I've heard, even in the interview that I did with Caleb, he was saying that the Return of the King box is absolutely brutal. And so that's kind of exciting. Nice. We'll discard. So I want to discard for Navigator. I want to discard for Glorfindel, probably twice. So I'm not going to ramp with Arwen right now. We also don't need to. Okay. So we are going to commit Navigator, and we get to look at 2 additional cards for our skill check. But if we do that, I hope that we can push through, and there's a chance that we can actually pull the Stormcaller and deal with the Stormcaller this round. A little bit. Maybe not. No, we're going to get a Swift, and we'll be able to grab that and probably kill off the Swift. So we're going to go with 3. As it should be, the character face some pretty important. That's thematically it makes a ton of sense. We got we got our success. We got a uber success is what we would call that. Shift back on course. I'm pumped to get to him. Because like kind of my overarching plan for this game stream wise is that I'm playing through this progression in parallel but not like tied to it. I'm playing through the two-handed stuff. And once I finish this playthrough, I have all the nightmare stuff, and so I'm gonna play through those as well. I'm sure there's a nightmare mode for it. I think they stopped the nightmare stuff. I don't think the nightmare goes the entirety of the game, but maybe someone else can help me with that. That I'm sure some craze masochist beat blindfold. It was an okay challenge, right? So we're going to commit. Glorfindel's epic. Glorfindel's sick. Northern Tracker for 1. We'll place 1 here. We'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nightmare goes through Dream Chaser. Stopped after that. Sweet. Thank you. So that shows us 7. 1, 2. That's 9. We're showing 4. That's 5. So we actually do need to quest pretty hard. Let's throw Dream Chaser at it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and see if that gets us there. I'm gonna flip into a 6, which is gonna come over here. So it does not actually count towards what we have right now. So that's nice. So 4, we add 10. Here's 4. That clears, and then we're gonna pop here. 2A. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 copy of Swift Raider and add it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. Swift Raider. Boom, right there. Hey, Captain Atreides. Hope everyone's having a good morning. I am. Any day with Lord of the Rings. Any day with streaming is a good day. Okay. We are going to travel to Calm Waters. Because now we're in the same... Oh, wait. Actually, we are. Full sail ahead. So we're in the same area. So we're going to be able to interact with cards from the Storm Chasers area. We're going to travel to the vast coastland. I guess... No, yeah, we're definitely doing that. Okay. Let's toss Steward of Gondor to ready Glorfindel. Oh, and we'll have played Elrond's Council. Actually, do we care about Elrond's Council? We're at 23. If we don't play Elrond's Council, we are able to get a resource for Arwen. That ramp is pretty nice. So you're saying I have to scour the deepest pits of Morgoth to find the unofficial nightmare files. I'm the crazed masochist. This game's scared. It's a scary game. I think reducing our threat is interesting. Glorfindel could also ready. No, he can only ready once. It's once per phase. We're gonna take the Swift Raider. What are we doing to attack the Swift Raider? We got 3, 6, 7, 8. We can't kill the Swift Raider. Jeez. Swift Raider has 4 defense. That's so annoying. Oh, and we could actually lose Steward if we get boarded, which is really annoying. Uh-oh. We're gonna hang on to Elrond's Council and not reduce threat. Do we just not engage the Swift Raider? I think now that I kind of talked myself into just not engaging the Swift Raider, I think we can quest for 3 more each round, more so than we can handle a Swift Raider and everything that comes with it. Honestly, Nightmare is pretty fun, especially for the entire quest that they wonky mechanics. Fix some of the worst quests and make them enjoy it. That's cool. Nice. I've heard really good things about the Nightmare stuff. Yeah, I think I'm not engaging the Swift Raider. I think I'd rather have the 3 threat in the staging area and not engage it. In which case, we will play Elrond's Council to reduce 1, 2, 3. And we'll toss Gladrim's Greeting to give him money here. Yeah. Okay, let's into the round, stand up. Increase our threats. We're gonna sail for 2, 4. That puts us at 10. So we're still at the same area. So if we quest through right now, which we cannot do because we don't have, you can only place 8 progress on each quest, but we're catching up. We're catching up. Yeah, I joke on Nightmare, but even though it was harder, they did fix up some of those early things. Some quests in the first cycle are very annoying. Yeah. Okay, let's draw 4 cards. We got Gaining Strength, Wealth of Gondor, Elven Light, there it is, and the Navigator. Sweet. Pass out money. Heck yeah. We will toss Elven Light to give a resource to Arwen. We'll use that resource to draw Elven Light and a Guardian of Rivendell. Interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and spend 2 to play the Navigator. Actually, hold on. I want my first ally to not be that, I think. Let's go Wealth of Gondor for 1 in Arwen's pool. We'll go Gaining Strength to give another to Arwen. We're not going to Gaining Strength. We will spend 2. 1 from Denethor, 1 from Arwen to play the Guardian of Rivendell. We'll discard Elven Light and Gaining Strength. And then we'll spend 1 to play Elven Light and draw into Northern Tracker. Kind of wish I had that money now. Oh well, it'll be fine. We'll spend 2 to play another Navigator. And we are off to the races. Quite literally in this situation where we're racing down the Stormcaller. It's also kind of interesting. Like if I plan on not engaging, we can. I think I want Faramir in this deck. If we're having a hard time on this, I've actually built up an ally board a lot quicker than I was expecting, and I think Faramir could really help us, especially if we're not going to be engaging the ships. So it is our turn to navigate. We will go. Oh yeah, Stand and Fight is a good Airstore card. Forgot about that. Did I not put that in there? I may. I don't remember if I put it in there or not. Probably not. I think I forgot. I think Stand and Fight, Faramir. Yeah. We're gonna go 2 for the Navigators. Also, Nelson, thanks for doing these streams. They're weirdly soothing and remind me why I love the game. Of course, yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed the streams. Heck yeah, that's awesome. We're going to go 3 with Glorfindel. Oh, and we are golden. Hype. We're gonna toss Elven Light to ready Glorfindel. We're gonna spend. Is there anything that we get really upset if we draw with Elven Light right now? I don't think so. Any allies, actually? Let's quest hard. And we can choose to play Elven Light later if we want to. We'll go 1, 2, 3. 4, which will clear here. And we're showing 5, by the way, because we are in the same area. So we got this here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Glorfindel is hype. The other nice thing about playing Elven Light is if we need to, we can bail Glorfindel out and ready him again. So we're showing 5. We can only place 8. We'll go 2 more. 1, 2. So that's showing us 19 questing against 5, effectively 9. That's 10. That's going to probably allow us to put the maximum number on there if we draw into it. So I'm happy with that. Flip into a water spout. While your heading is at the worst setting, you have to travel here. After traveling here, deal 4 damage to each ship. Okay. So that's going to be 5, 7. So we place 12. We place 8. That was a perfect play right there. Heck yeah, let's go. Glorfindel can also be an emergency chump. Oh yeah, Glorfindel's hype. I'm a big fan of Glorfindel. Did they make him so good so people would stop playing Glorfindel the hero? I feel like that's like the conspiracy. I wish I had Silver Harp because I could keep Northern Tracker at that point, but at the end of the round, we're going to increase our threat, stand up. And I feel like we can... This style of play really tickles my brain. I like this. This is a lot of fun. But like being able to commit those navigators and figuring out, like, the cards become a resource more so than like almost your resources do. Like, how many cards do you want to draw? How many cards do you want to leave out? How many cards do you want to discard to get effects? It's pretty sweet. I like it. 2, draw 4 cards, pass out money. We got Gandalf, Blood of Numenor, and Gaining Strength. Alright, let's play Elven Light. We only have 1 Elven Light, correct? We haven't seen our second one? Correct. Oh, wait, before we do that. Okay, well, it just pushes away. Players off course. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 copy of Sahir's Escort. Also, we got 1, 2, 3. We have 3 out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 successes on our sailing checks. So that's good to know. Yeah, we've hit a lot of successes. While this is in the Stormcaller's area, it contributes its threat to the amount of progress Stormcaller places. Ooh, gross. Gross. Alrighty. No more than 8 damage may be placed on the Stormcaller each round. Players off course, it gets +2. At the end of the round, discard. Yep. Okay. And that quests out at 18. Interesting. Okay, so we're at 0 there. Okay. He had to be good enough to warrant not using the hero. Yeah. Okay, we could actually Dwarven Tomb and Northern Tracker here. That may be the call. Yeah. Or big brain play with Dwarven Tomb, Glorfindel. I'm just saying it could work. We'll spend 1 to play Dwarven Tomb to pop a Northern Tracker back into our hand. We'll spend 3 from Arwen's pool to play Northern Tracker. Before that, we're going to Gaining Strength on Arwen. We'll discard Elven Light to get a resource on Arwen. Well, I was going to say, I think we play Gandalf next turn. That's not an option. We don't get that option. So we could throw Gandalf at the Escort if we wanted to. Dwarven 2, Glorfindel, so you have fodder to discard for Arwen. Genius. Big brain play right there. Okay. I think we pop Gandalf. No, let's spend one to Elven. That means we don't actually have enough money to Elven Light if we are play Gandalf if we want to. So we have to make the call to play Gandalf right now or not. I'm kind of leaning towards no. I don't think Gandalf has an immediate impact on the game. I think we can quest out without having Gandalf, right? We're only showing 5. We have a massive amount of questing power. So Gandalf comes in and Gandalf doesn't do anything. Gandalf draws us cards, reduces our threat. We don't need to threat reduce. We don't need to throw damage at anything. Is there a Faramir equivalent for boosting attack for allies? I can't remember. Also, I agree Faramir could be nuts in this deck due to the amount of allies you're able to drop so quickly. Leadership Boromir boosts Gondor allies for Gondor. And that's the Leadership Boromir hero does that. For Gondor boost all allies as an event. Yeah. If Boromir has a resource in his pool, then everyone gets attacked, or the Gondor allies get attacked, I think. Yeah, I don't think we play Gandalf here. Let's spend 1 to pop Elven Light back to our hand and draw into Darren's Ruins. Okay, that's heck, why not? It's 1 Lord of the Eldar and Silver Harp. We'll toss Elven Light. We'll spend 2 to play Silver Harp here. And then honestly, Silver Harp is just a protection of Steward from the Corsair. More so than anything else, I think. Give a resource over here. Why not? Place Lord of the Eldar on the bottom of your deck. Then, until the end of the round, all Noldor characters get +1 to all their stats. I feel like that's a next turn play. That's a next turn play because that gets bonkers real quick with questing, which we probably I'm assuming that we can't quest out next turn, but it gets pretty close. So let's sail. What was our distribution? It said 3 out of 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 3 out of 11. It's annoying. We'll go 3. We only need 1 success. We probably don't need Dream Chaser actually. So let's go ahead and go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 1 more in that deck. We do succeed. But we can always commit the Navigators if we want to just start tossing cards. I'm going to play Blood and Numenor on Denethor. Yeah. Meant to do that. Let's toss a Lord to ready Glorfindel. I don't know. I don't actually remember. So we are showing... They are not in our staging area. So we're actually only showing 5. We need to quest for not too much, honestly. We're going to go 2 Northern Trackers. She'll place 2 progress here. Can you attach Asfaleth to the Boromir ally? Or does it only attach to the hero? Where's Asfaleth? Hero. Dang it. Bummer. I was hoping. That'd be a little busted. Yeah, I know. I just wanted it. I guess, like, I mean, Asfaleth always can add 1, even if it's not Glorfindel. So we're questing for 2. Let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Let's actually do the math. We need to quest... A push out is on 9. If we assume we're going to get 4, that means we quest for 13. We're showing 10. Arlena will go 3. 1, 2, 3. We should be good there. I guess you could Sword Thing the ally and give him a... Ooh, let's go. Let's go. Big brain play. But actually, that would be kind of fun. Because does the Sword Thing... And I haven't played that card yet, but... I want to. Does that... It gives you the hero trait, which means that you start collecting resources, right? And that's a 5 cost. Or 4 cost. Attached to a unique ally. Attached character loses the ally card type and gains the hero card type. That's an interesting idea. Honestly, that's a really cool idea. I like that. And then you just have so much income generation. It's also kind of an interesting idea for hobbits. Which, it's a hobbit on the card, so I probably should have recognized that. But if you go hobbits, because now, like, all of the cards deal with how many hobbits you have and stuff. That's kind of cool. So we're requesting for 13, showing 5. We're going to flip into either shift your heading off course or deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. Deal a damage. Not worth shifting off course for that. Are ship objectives considered characters? Yeah, he gains a resource and you pay for Elven Light to ready himself. Nice. Self-sustaining Glorfindel. But we place enough. As your voyage continues, the skies darken and the rain becomes relentless. Storm clouds on the horizon flash with lightning and unpredictable wind makes setting a course difficult. Sailing. At the end of the staging step, if you're off course, reveal an additional encounter card. Okay, so we actually don't have a limit to how much we can place on this stage. Ships our characters. Sweet. Thanks. Okay. Well, we're not going to travel. We're just going to hang out. We don't have to engage anything because we're only at 22. Yeah, we'll discard and we'll stand up. Increase to 23. We're going to discard and show 4. We'll add 7. We have a sailing success in these 4 cards. It's important to remember. Okay. We're at 23. We're going to draw Dwarven Tomb, Elven Jeweler, Legacy of Numenor, and a Elven Light. Let's pass out money. Okay, I think we're within striking distance. If not this turn, next turn, right? So let's spend 1 to play Elven Light. And we'll draw into Northern Tracker. Potentially not worth it, honestly. It is... Yeah, potentially not worth it. What does the Dwarven Tomb get us? If we go Lord of the Elders, could we like be really close to... We have 2 Lord of the Elders, so we could go Lord of the Elder, and call it a day. Northern Tracker gets us +1, but we're probably not pushing through any quests unless we flip another location that has a 3, and we could push through it next turn, which could help. I think I mean, discard pile is... So we could clear of Rolling Seas. I think that would actually be pretty big. Rough Waters. We could clear a Haven Cove. I think I would rather play Lord of the Elders. Put it on the bottom of your deck. Then to the end of the round, all Nordor characters get +1/+1. So if we do that, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a +6 willpower. We're doing that. We're doing that. And so in that case, we're gonna toss 2 Elven Lights to play Elven Jeweler. That's another +1 there. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We have to succeed at this quest. Do we play Legacy of Numenor? That puts us at 27. Gives us... I don't think so. Let's toss Northern Tracker to give us +1. There. Which, honestly, we could Silver Heart pop it. Nah, we're fine. Okay. Let's spend... Or let's Denethor over here. Let's spend 3 to play Lord of the Elders. So all of our Noldor get +1/+1/+1. Yeah, till the end of the round. Sweet. Legacy of Numenor, Denethor, and Arwen's ability would give you 6 spirit resources to double Lord of Eldar. Sick. That's cool. Oh, you could play 2 of them. That's interesting. That's kind of fun. Do we do that? We straight up can choose to do that after the staging step, right? Because there's nothing that's preventing us from doing that after the staging step. We have a legacy, which is an action. We can then get the resource. We can play it again. So if we want to, we can do that again. If that's going to be helpful. Okay, so let's do some math. Let's do some math. We know we have 1 success in the 4 cards here. We're shifting off course. We're doing our sailing check. We're definitely going to do the navigators. It might be once per round. Nope. It's not. But I also think that... Yeah, okay. So we got 2. If we commit Dream Chaser, we... Actually, I think we, instead of committing Dream Chaser, we go to Invoice here. Yeah. We just go 4. There's our success. We shift back on course. We'll shuffle this up. Those Doom cards are always fun. I tried to make a deck with Grima in the past, but I always lacked a little ingenuity and always fell short. I like the Doom stuff. Yeah, I played through that a little bit in Voice of Isengard. Grima's a fun character. Then there's like the Keys of Orthanc, I think it is, where like you get resources. And if you can get those cards like early, like you gas pedal. There, no stop. Okay. We are showing 2, 4, 7. It will be 7. This is at 0. Right? This is, yeah. I never reset that. We're showing 7. So if we could quest out, which would be really cool, we're good. But there's also a decent chance that we don't quest out of these Stormcallers. Grima, Arwen, and Theodred are really fun. Oh, that, yeah. Yeah. That is fun. That's awesome. So much resource generation. Okay. Let's go 2, which will clear here. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Grima is really good with Lorghan. Yeah. Because you can reset. Yeah, that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So that puts us at 25, which if we flip a treachery is victory, assuming that we don't die. But if we flip that treachery that deals a damage to all of our exhausted characters, then we would shift off course, and it would get +2. And so if we commit a navigator, we're gonna commit navigator for 3. 1, 2, 3. Toss Dwarven Tomb to keep it around, and then I think we play a second copy, and we quest for, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. We quest for 6 more. We don't have to do it now. The other option would be to commit Linden Navigator. We'll commit Linden Navigator. Oh, it's after resolving is when we make that choice. I thought it was when you commit. We'll commit Linden Navigator for 3. 1, 2, 3. That puts us at 31. And then we either have the choice to discard this card to keep Linden around, or to play for a +7. I think regardless, we're probably fine. But I've heard it can be nuts with Lorgarn, but also the time the hero pack is super out of print, fetching yeah, that's tough. Quest for 31. We'll resolve a Doom 2. Attach Raging Sail to the current quest. Counts as a condition. After an ally is committed to the quest, deal 1 damage to that ally. Doom 2, and that's victory. Because, right, we're showing 2, 4, 7. So we quest for 21, we catch up, and we win. That was a fun quest. I really like that. That was awesome. Yeah, because at the... when you defeat the stage of Stormcaller on stage 3, you've caught up with Stormcaller and win the game. That's sick. That was... I'm really happy with this quest. This was a ton of fun. This was a lot of fun. We didn't even have to do all of our math and stuff, but sweet. Awesome. Yeah, this is a really dynamic quest. There's a lot of things that can change and shift, and like I enjoyed Aristor a lot more than I thought I would. Like I thought that this would be a fun gimmick to play. I actually really enjoyed this style of play because you can really lean into it. 31 quest points. Man, this deck is solid, and with this white, you can make it attack focused if needed. Yeah, you can make it attack focused. With Faramir, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 13. So it would be a 44 quest. It's yeah. Awesome. Okay, let's open some new stuff. We're going to start by opening the Thing in the Depths. I'm going to go to the Be Right Back screen. I'm going to go grab a refill real quick. But don't go anywhere. We're going to open Thing in the Depths. And then I'm going to put up a poll on Twitch, which... no, I don't. I want YouTube people to be involved in it as well. What should we open? What should we open? Should we open Dwarves, Elves, Rohan, or Gondor? I'm kind of curious what you all think. I wish I could do a poll between both YouTube and Twitch, but can't. What was the community rating as far as difficulty? I think it was a 6.1. I think it was a 6.1. So it's not. It wasn't super challenging. I think the last one was like a 7.3, or as I forgot who said it, 40. True solo. But yeah, no, I think this was a 6.1. I vote dwarfs. I vote dwarfs too. You know what? I love dwarfs. Let's do dwarfs. I love dwarfs. Dwarves are amazing. Yeah, we'll do dwarfs. So we'll open up the Thing in the Depths, and we'll open up dwarfs. I'll see y'all very soon. Okay, let's do some unboxings. Potentially my favorite part of the entire stream. I love playing the game, but I really, really love unboxing stuff. I vote dwarves, elves of Gondor. Riding horses, of course. Yeah, the dwarves, riding horses, the dwarven elves on horses of Gondor. Yeah. It's just nuts, the difference from this one, from the past one, which is 1 point or higher. Yeah, I think that quest has a true rating of like 7.1 when you start adding more more heroes or more players to the game. Is your favorite quest in the cycle? Sick. Nice. I feel like there's so many cool quests in this cycle so far. Outside of the last one that I played, I got kind of frustrated with that one, but I feel like every other one that I've played has been just amazing. So yeah. Got a thick booklet. So the thing in the depths. Ooh, we're getting a lot of new cards. I need to figure out a way to separate out the cards from the dwarves or all the starter decks, because I'm not putting them into my my collection over here. And so if I have cards that are coming in those starter decks that don't come in that I don't have yet, then they're not accessible to me. Alrighty, new cards. It's always kind of exciting to see what the hero is going to be. Ooh, Lanwin. It's a new spirit hero. They look epic with their animal companion there. The Dream Chaser cycle has some real nice cards and heroes, and to me, it just felt like Dove started to really get into their groove with the game. Nice, yeah. So this is a 9-cost hero, 2/3/1/3. What an interesting stat line for Spirit. I guess it's a Dale Scout, and it kind of leans into something similar to that Glorfindel. It's ranged, meaning that you can attack enemies engaged with other players. After an encounter card with the Surge is revealed, either ready her, or give her +2 willpower until the end of the phase. Limit twice per phase. Interesting. Feels very, very situationally good. I mean, you can go up to a 4, which is really great. It's kind of interesting. You don't ever really want to see Surge, but that's interesting. Dale and Scout, I've heard that Dale gets some support at some point, but it's nice to have a 3 attack in Spirit. That's pretty nice. Next up, we got a unique ally. Good in multiplayer? Yeah. Oh yeah, because you'll just see more cards that potentially have Surge. Yeah. Surge every round. Yep. Ella here. 4 cost, 1/2/2/3 Sentinel. Spend 1 lore resource to look at a face-down shadow card dealt to an engaged enemy. If that card has a shadow effect, they get +2 defense until the end of the phase. Any player may trigger this action. Interesting. Oh, that's kind of cool. Any player can trigger the action is a really, really interesting way to do that, where like you can just start seeing a lot of the communication and collaboration between the players. Like if I'm running Biosphere in a 2-player game, then if lore is not one of those and I just have a Biosphere lore deck, it's nice that he's Sentinel too. So yeah, you can defend out for everybody, and like a 4/3 stat line is a very defensive stat line, so I like that. Nice. Okay. Probably not probably not using it too much with solo, but I think a nice multiplayer option. We got Captain's Wisdom, 0 cost leadership. Resource, exhaust a noble hero you control to add 2 resources to that hero's resource pool. That's cool. That's really, really cool. Yeah. Exhaust a noble hero you control to add 2 resources. That an exhaustion for 2 resources, especially if you have an Unexpected Courage in the hand. What I guess like you play Unexpected Courage for free, but there's a bit of a theme in the cycle with all sphere effects that any player can trigger. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Captain's Wisdom is cool. Yeah. It probably doesn't make sense in like this deck, but I really in the deck where we're discarding everything, but I also like it from like a Denethor standpoint or a very defensive hero standpoint. Is Belargond? I think he is noble as well. And so if you don't have an enemy that you actually have to exhaust, you can hang on to this until that phase, and you can exhaust this, throw 2 resources when you're not using their basic activation. I think the Wilds of Rovinian Cycle really pumps up the Dale archetype. Okay, never picked it up because it came out after the fact. Got it. Yeah, so I feel like I would much rather play this on like a defensive hero, and then if I don't need their defense, I can then hang on to it for that time and then just exhaust so that they actually have a use for their exhaust. I think I've talked myself into liking that card more. Captain Wisdom is a resource action. Oh, just kidding. Yeah. Good catch. Thank you. I don't think I like that card as much anymore. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to throw this. I want to sword thing on Glorfindel, and then I can do it. I kind of really like this Voltron Glorfindel idea. It's good for Denethor. You don't care about his stats, and you can just ramp really hard. That's true. Oh, and you can pass out too. You can pass out the money. I will say, Josh, I did like Glorfindel. I like the idea of Glorfindel more than I don't necessarily think I was able to capitalize on his ability too much in this last quest, but I liked the idea and being able to ramp pretty quickly. We got Master Ironsmith. This is a 3-cost tactics 1/1/1/2. After you play Master Ironsmith from your hand, if you paid all of its resource from a single hero's resource pool, attach a weapon or armor attachment from your hand or discard pile to that hero without playing its resource cost. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Give some love for those Tri-Sphere decks. That's fun. That's actually really fun. Not super great stats, but I mean, if you're throwing heck, you could throw a Citadel Plate if you wanted to. Yeah, just something really expensive. Throw it on. I like it. I think that's fun. It's a really interesting way to play, and you can, if you run multiple of these, you can just pass on some of those attachments without worrying too much. Is Sword That Was Broken a weapon? Sword That Was Broken. No, it's an artifact. I take issue with that. I think Sword That Was Broken should be a weapon. Hey, speaking of armor weapons, it's armor and weapon traded. 2 cost. Peeking through the Arid Mithrid cycle on Hall of Bjorn, it seems like you're the only one playing the buff shirtless dude. Nice. Okay, so you attach to a warrior character. Counts as 2 restricted attachments. Gets +1/+1 and +2 hit points. Okay, yeah. Okay. I mean, like, it's fair that counts as 2. It's an armor weapon. But, I mean, buffing up all your stats and the 2 hit points, I'm happy with it. It's also 1 card draw, right? Like, that's the other nice thing about it, is you're only drawing 1 of these cards rather than needing to draw a weapon and an armor. But, I mean, like, there are characters out there where I don't necessarily care. Well, I guess it is a warrior character, so that limits it. I feel like a lot of the warrior characters I do want to drop more stuff on. Oh, we got Sam Gamgee. No, I love it. Oh, this art makes me so happy. 3 cost 2/1/1/2. Like the stats, honestly. Reduce the cost to play Sam by 2 if you control Frodo. Yes. Thematic coming in hot. Love it. After a player raises their threat, that player may spend 1 spirit resource to ready Sam. Gets +1/+1/+1 until the end of the round. I like this. I like this a lot. You can run this alongside Doomed, and you're getting a beefy ally for... Yeah, no, I really like this. And it can go on allies. Oh, the Radiant Remnant of War can go on allies. That's good to know. Thanks. Yes, good call. Good for the Spearman. It can actually survive an attack. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it goes up to a 2 defense, 3. Yeah. That's really cool. I like Sam. I like Sam a lot. I want to run a Sam, Frodo, Wormtongue, and then someone else deck. Yeah, because Grima can play an event, decreasing its cost, which readies Sam and gives him a +1 to the commit test. That's pretty cool. Sam combos with Frodo, raises threat, spend a resource, then readies Sam. Great synergy. Oh yeah, Spirit Frodo. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. And then Sam can come and swing in. I like Sam. I'm a big fan of Sam. 11Cs. Play only during the staging step. Choose X questing Hobbit characters you control. Ready each of the characters and remove them from the quest. Then reduce your threat by X. Oh, that's cool. They're over there being... Okay, yeah, that's nice. Staging step. So after you see what you're doing, but before quest resolution, you can kind of manipulate, pull some hobbits off if you know you're going to succeed, and then reduce your threat. I like it. Also because you want hobbits to be low because they have a lot of secrecy stuff. Also, Grima reduces the cost of the next card, not event, so he's better than you remember. Yeah, what I was thinking is if you did it if you played an event during the staging step, right? Sam could ready and contribute 1 additional to the current committed quest. I like Grima. I do like Grima. Maybe bring Grima back out. We got the Mirkwood Explorer. 3 cost, 2102. After Mirkwood Explorer quest successfully, place 1 progress on it. As an action, we can exhaust Mirkwood Explorer to move all progress from it to a location in play. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Okay. I think I like that. I think I like that. So after he quests successfully, place 1 progress. You can get him out early, which he is kind of expensive. So maybe you can't get him out super early, but you can get him out with Grima on 2. You can get him out on turn 2 if you wanted to. Yeah. And then you don't have to discard him or anything. I was kind of expecting exhaust discard to place the progress, but yeah, you can just snipe stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. Did we not get a... We didn't get a neutral card in this pack. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, there's no neutral card in this pack. It's just the aspect ones. He helps mono lore a lot. Oh, I bet. Yeah. Yeah. So we got a 0 cost guarded ceaselessly attached to a location. Exhaust a ranger or scout character to give the location -2 threat until the end of the phase. Interesting. Seems... hyper situational, I guess. I guess it is a character, so it could be an ally, but I don't know if I love that. Because most of the locations that have, you know, most of the locations that you're not just questing through, you can just... They're immune to player card effects, so you can't really attach this to a location that is not like leaving play. A lot of those are kind of immune. Yeah, I don't know if I love that one. Exhaust a ranger or scout character to give the attached location -2 threat until the end of the phase. Yeah. Isn't great, but eventually a bunch of woodmen come out that like having attachment on location. I got you. Okay, so it has synergy that I just haven't seen yet. That makes sense. I believe in the newer Dale heroes and allies benefit from having attachment on characters or locations. Got it. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I think Sam's my favorite in this pack. I really like Sam. I think the Mirkwood Explorer is pretty interesting. Rayman of War is cool. Actually, I really like Master of Ironsmith. I think I would go Sam as my favorite, but then Master Ironsmith sounds really cool too, though. Yeah, cool pack. I'm looking forward to playing the quest. We're going to dive in and open the Dwarf pack as well. And so that actually has a lot of player cards in it. Let's see if we... I also don't know what the makeup of these decks are at all. Like, I don't know. And so it'll be fun to kind of see some of this, because I think I've seen a lot of these cards, but it'll be fun to talk about the deck. The Dwarves of Durin. Love it. So this comes with a ready to play starting deck. It also comes with 82 cards. So I think it comes with like a sideboard of 32 cards, it sounds like. The Dwarf heroes Bifur, Ori, and Dane Ironfoot. Additional dwarf themed cards that can be used to augment and customize any deck. Sick. I'm pumped. This will be fun. Be interesting to see kind of what route they go. Are they going like dwarf spam? Or are they going more like discard cards? We have an insert? We do have an insert. We'll start with this one that has the heroes. So Dane Ironfoot. Love Dane. Dane's probably one of my top 10 favorite heroes in the game. Nice to see the noble trait on him. We just opened a couple cards from the other pack that can benefit off of that. I feel like if my life depended on opening these packs under pressure, I would not survive. I feel like I would lose. Like, open this pack in 5 seconds, or else we're cutting off your left arm. I would no longer have a left arm. I have the hardest time opening these things. Okay, so Dane, 11 threats, 1, 2, 3. While Dane Ironfoot is ready, dwarf characters get +1 attack, +1 willpower. Really cool. So these are basically the hero packs before they were cool. This is actually post Marvel Champions. So in the re-release of Lord of the Rings, they took a lot of the good cards out of packs that are not as likely to get reprinted, and they put them into these starter decks. And so you can buy these starter decks to play. And yeah, so I think, they kind of took inspiration from Arkham and Marvel, where they built these like playable out of the pack decks and implemented it into Lord of the Rings. What I really like about Dane, right? So Dane, all dwarf characters get plus stats, and Dane, being a 11 thread hero, for that you really want to just run Dwarf Swarm. If you run a ton of dwarfs, this is going to augment those stats very, very highly. And then I like running Unexpected Courage on Dane. So Dane can commit to a quest, and then we can use Unexpected Courage to ready Dane and keep that buff for everything. So we get like a free quest. There's just like a lot of really cool ways to interact, especially because we're running so many dwarfs when we are running that dwarf archetype. We're leading into the Dwarf Swarm with Ori. Ori is our lore hero in the pack. 8 cost, 2213. If you control at least 5 dwarf characters, draw 1 additional resource draw 1 additional card at the beginning of the resource phase. The Lord likes to lean into that card draw, and so being able to draw more cards with more dwarfs is always a good time. You're probably, if you're running Ori, you're probably starting with minimum 3. Yeah. So these are new product with old cards repackaged. You're probably starting with 3, and you'll probably be able to drop your 4th and 5th dwarf pretty quickly. So Ori is going to start drawing more and more cards, and that does combo with Bifur. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we're going dual sphere here. So Bifur, I actually don't love Bifur. I'm not the biggest Bifur fan. 7 cost, 2, 1, 2, 3. Pay 1 resource from a resource pool to add 1 resource to Bifur's resource pool. Any player can trigger the ability. But it is nice if we're going with a Biosphere deck, we're going to be able to ramp into that 5th dwarf a lot quicker. Dane really warped the game around himself when he first came out. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, he's just so solid with being able to. And all of these costs, remember, Dane gives +1. So while Dane is ready, these become a 3/3/1 and a 3/2/2. So the stats are much better when you have Dane on the table. I like the lineup. Yeah, good stuff. We do have dwarfs in the starter or in the core set, so we could augment this with tactics. I think that's where most of the dwarfs come from in the starter, so that's cool. We got Bomber. Looks like 1 copy of Bomber. 3 cost. A 0-0-1-3, which when Dane's ready, 1-1-1-3. Exhaust Bomber to choose a location. The location gets -1 threat until the end of the phase. If that location does not contribute, if it's an underground location. Nice. Bifur is a great as a lore splash. Only 7 threat, 2 willpower, and built-in resource smoothing. Yeah, true. Yeah, if you want to run, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, 7 cost heroes are great. We got Dory. Looks like we got 2 copies of Dory here. Dory is a 3-2-1-3. After your hero is assigned any amount of damage, exhaust Dory to place that damage on Dory instead. I don't normally find myself using Dory. Dory's another card that I have in the other openings, but I find myself usually questing or attacking with Dory because, like, with Dane being ready, he's got a 2-3 stat line, which is nice. Got the Hammersmith. I believe this is a core set card. 2 cost 1-1-1-3. After you play the Hammersmith, return the topmost attachment from any player's discard pile to their hand. Good stuff. Nice stat boost. And then dwarves have a lot of fun attachments that they want to be playing. Got the Record Keeper. I do like the Record Keeper a lot. It's a 1 cost, 1 willpower. Cannot attack or defend. We can exhaust and pay a lore resource to choose and ready a dwarf character. So that could be whatever and whoever you want. You could also just quest. He can't attack or defend, but he can quest. You can quest with Ybor, the Record Keeper, with a 2 if you have Dane, or you can use him later to spend a lore resource, which we're going to be doubling up on in a solo game here. We're going to be doubling up on the lore resources here to ready Dane to turn that stat boost back on. I like it. I like the Record Keeper. Oh, this is a new card for me. The new card. 3 cost, 1-1-2 or 1-1-1-2. After you play the Arid Luin Miner, after it's discarded from your deck, put it into play under your control. Okay, this is White Fox. This is really important for the dwarf archetype. Dwarf, the other kind of half of the dwarf archetype, is discarding cards from your deck. And you have cards which I assume we'll see in this deck that benefit, like Hidden Cache and everything, but being able to get just straight up White Fox's stat line from champions onto the table. Yeah, that's pretty great. That's pretty great. Free allies are always fun, especially with Dane. We got the Prospector, 2-1-0-1-2. After he enters play, discard the top 3 cards of your deck, then choose and shuffle 1 card from your discard pile back into your deck. Nice little combo here. You discard the Miner, put it into play, shuffle a card back in. Dwarves mine the deck. Such good theming. Yeah. I don't think I ever connected that in my head as like a theming. That's cool. You got Gandalf. Big fan of Gandalf. Gandalf is good. We got Galoin. 3 cost, 2-1-1-3. While you control at least 5 dwarf characters, again, after you play him from your hand, choose a hero, add 2 resources to that hero resource pool. Amazing. Turns into a 1 cost hero, and like you get 5 resources really quick, or 5 dwarfs really quick, especially with the miners. Like, you could hit it turn 1, right? If you get lucky and you play the Prospector because you have 2 resources from your spirit stuff here, you discard the miner, now you have 5 dwarfs on the table and everything starts to synergize. That's sick. We got the Longbeard Elder. I like Longbeard a lot. 3 cost, 2 willpower, 1-1-2. After he commits to a quest, look at the top card of the encounter deck. If it's a location, place 1 progress on the current quest. Otherwise, he gets -1 threat until the end of the phase. I run Longbeard a lot, especially with Dane. Longbeard pumping up to 3 willpower, dropping down to 2 if it's not a location. But if it is a location, it is like it's slightly better than, you know, a 4 willpower. So it's Longbeard and Dane are good friends. Longbeard and Dane are good friends. It's looking a little expensive so far with our leadership stuff with Dane, right? Like, we only have 1, but I'm wondering if we'll get some more stuff. We got Miner of the Iron Hills. This is a core set card. 2-0-1-1-2. Discard a condition after they enter play. Nice stuff. Easily hit that 5 dwarf. Cram. Discard Cram to ready the attached hero. Nice. Turn Dane back on. Get all your bonuses there. I like that. Healing herbs, 2 costs of these. Attached to a lore hero. Discard it to exhaust the attached hero to heal all damage on one character. What I like there is that it's not exactly just the character it's attached to. So that's nice. We got King Under the Mountain. We got 3 copies of King Under the Mountain. This is a really, really good card for our dwarfs. You attach it to the dwarfs, exhaust it, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand and discard the other. This is such a good card, because what we do here is if we see the minor, we draw the other one, discard minor, put minor directly into play. It also just like being able to see 2 cards and draw one of those cards is very, very good. Yeah, I mean, just being able to find the situational card that you need. King Under the Mountain. I'm really glad that we're seeing 3 copies in here, because this is something that you're going to want to get turned to onto the table if you can. Legacy of Durin. Also a great card. Attached to a dwarf hero. After you play a dwarf character from your hand, exhaust Legacy of Durin to draw a card. Love it. And we got Narvi's Belt. This is a good deck. This is a really good deck. Legacy of Durin, card draw. You're already getting a lot of card draw with Ori. And we got Narvi's Belt here. Love Narvi's Belt. 2 cost. Exhaust Narvi's Belt to give the attached hero a resource icon until the end of the phase. I got tripped up a little bit when I first started playing with Narvi's Belt. It's until the end of the phase, not until the end of the round. And so you don't get that resource icon all the time. So if you need to play an event, maybe you're trying to pop an event here at some point in like the quest phase, you need to hang on and not exhaust Narvi's until the end of that quest phase, or until the quest phase, because it's only until the end of the phase. But really, most likely what we're doing is using that in the planning phase. And with this deck, I could see us, I guess like this may be the entire deck actually. We may have a couple of cards in here that are not a part of the deck, but I could see us, I could see us throwing this on Dane to smooth into lore, or on one of the lores to smooth into Dane's, into the leadership. I was worried King on the Mountain and Narvi's Belt weren't included. Oh yeah, no, these are very, very solid cards. We got our map attached to a hero. We can discard the map to choose a location in the staging area, make that location the active location. So that's really nice to bypass some travel effects. So you're not traveling to the location, you're making it the active location. And so if you want to, like that one card Travel, that we just saw in our last quest that we were playing, Travel, deal 4 damage to each ship. If you use our map, you know where you're going. You don't have to take that travel impact, and you just make it the active location. Nice. Got a very good tail, which is a very good card. Josh has shown me the ways on this card. He's convinced me. We got a very good tail. Exhaust 2 allies you control to shuffle your deck and discard the top 5 cards. Put up to 2 allies discarded by this effect into play under your control. The total cost of those allies cannot exceed the total cost of allies exhausted to pay for this effect. We got 2 of these. Dwarves want to swarm, right? So if we exhaust a Bomber and a Dory, we can put 2 allies into play that don't exceed 6. And I think this works. I think the timing on this works because Gandalf gets discarded at the end of the round. There is a refresh phase. During the refresh phase, you unexhaust all of your characters, and there's an action after that unexhaust step. And so you can play a very good tail to exhaust Gandalf before he gets discarded and use him as one of your exhausted characters, and then you're adding a 5 to the mix. I'm pretty sure that works. Yeah, because you can use like Moment of Peace after you're ready to exhaust again. I don't know if it also discards, so you can get the Aridluin miners as well as the other 2. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh yeah, that's a fun little combo. Yes. Yeah, so if you discard the miners, you get to put them into play. That's awesome. That's really cool. That's really, really fun. I like that a lot. That's fun. Oh, here's the other half of the equation, the hidden cache. After this discarded from your deck, add 2 resources to the resource pool of a hero you control. Spend a resource to draw a card. As an action, we're probably not really using that too much. What we want to do is discard this card from the top of our deck, which we can do with a Very Good Tale, which we can do with all of our prospectors. Yeah, pretty much a staple dwarf card in your opinion, along with a Very Good Tale. To me, my kinsfolk and We Are Not Idle. I don't think I know To Me, My Kinsfolk, and We Are Not Idle, but yeah. No, this is a really well put together deck. When they designed this deck, this is a very, very functional deck right out of the box. Very much. Lure of Moria. Let's ready all those dwarf characters for 3 cost. You got, yeah. So you quest crazy hard with Dane. You ready everybody and you attack really hard. Remember, we're just throwing as many allies onto the table as possible, and so being able to ready all the dwarf characters, including your 3 heroes, yeah, that'll do. Kind of expensive at 3. The leadership curve in this deck is pretty high, right? 3 3 2 2 3. So I think Nari's Belt probably goes on Bifur at Ori, and you flex into leadership. I guess, like, I haven't seen all the cards, so maybe not exactly what what the play is, but at this point, that's kind of how I'm seeing the deck play out. We Are Not Idle. Action: exhaust X dwarf heroes to add X resources to a resource pool and draw a card. Okay, well that kind of fixes some of the ramp that I was talking about, because if you combine this, right? We Are Not Idle, you can exhaust however many, it's heroes, so you could exhaust the 3 and then add 3 to Dane, which then could pay for lure, but so like it pays for itself, but not necessarily the not necessarily the best way to do it. But you can exhaust the dwarf heroes to add X resources. That does help with the smoothing. Nice. This card used to be characters, but is errata to heroes. That's fair. I was gonna say you could just exhaust, like, you would have so many resources. Oh, Durnsong. Yes, I love Durnsong. 1 cost. Choose a dwarf hero. They get +2/+2/+2 until the end of the round. Halt. Well, there you go. That tells you what the deck end is. So Durnsong is nice here because you can choose, let's say, Ori, right? You're getting +2 to all their stats until the end of the round. And then we're going to be using, if you wanted to augment the deck, or if you have maybe a good friend that's running Unexpected Courage and can drop it on Ori, and now we're getting multiple activations out of Ori, then you're going to be here with the Record Keeper, being able to exhaust Record Keeper to ready Ori and get just multiple things out of Durnsong. Then you combine it with Lure Moria, you get to ready. Cool. This is solid complement cards for sure. Definitely worth its asking price, because, and bummer, We Are Not Idle. I played it when I was characters. Now it loses a lot of its value. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a very solid deck. We also have like 32 more cards to go through. Oh, okay, we got some more heroes too. Oh, and we got the Splash 4 blue. We'll definitely go through this. But this is the pre-built starter. I'm really happy with the starter. I think that this is a very functional starter deck. Yeah. The deck also has Cram, so you don't need to Unexpected Courage to benefit from Durnsong. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Cram. You can discard it to ready a hero. You can have some incredible turns. Like dwarfs build up, AD carry all the way to the victory. Good stuff. Very happy with this. Very, very happy with this. Let's look at the spirit, or all the rest of the cards. These cards are marked. Oh, they even mark it with a star, which ironically kind of looks like the spirit star. These cards are marked with a spirit in the lower right corner. I'm not seeing the star. I'm not gonna lie. These pre-built featuring dwarves. These cards are marked with a star in the lower right corner. There's also a deck list for pre-built dwarves on the back of this rules insert. I don't see the star. I don't see the star at all. So I'm missing that. But the remaining cards are not a part of the pre-built starter deck. They can be cards when used to customize or building your own player decks. The rules for deck building can be found in the rules reference. Yeah, I'm totally missing the star. Oh well. I wonder how the Rohan and Elves themed decks compare, because this one is pretty good so far. I've heard good. Oh, Ivor Hammersmith can grab Cram. Yeah, that's cool. I never thought about that. That's fun. Okay, so we're splashing. I like Nori. I like Nori over Biffer. When I'm building decks, I typically go into that Trisphere realm, and Nori just works so well. So he's a 9 cost, 2/1, 2/4, and after you play a dwarf character from your hand, reduce your threat by 1. Incredible, and that adds up so fast. So fast, like incredibly quick, because you're playing so many dwarfs. It is from your hand, so like the minors don't trigger it, but like you can play a lot of cards from your hand and just start reducing that threat like crazy. Hey, we got Killy. Yes. How funny would it be if they added Killy but not Philly? So we got Killy. After you play Killy from your hand during the planning phase, search your deck for Philly and put him into play under your control. Shuffle your deck. 3 cost, 1/1/1/2. What I like about this, okay, cool. They did add Philly, but Philly is the same but in leadership, and whenever you play Philly, you go search your deck for Killy. What I like about this is it adds to the number of dwarfs that you're going to get, plus they're 2/2/1s with Dane on the table. So I'm typically running these with Danes. Worst case scenario, 3 cost for 2 blockers, not the end of the world. Epic troll move. Have a bunch of new gamers asking FFG, where's Killy? Right? Yes. I really like these two. They also get you to that 5 dwarf characters very, very quickly. Good stuff. I'm really happy with these products so far. We got the miner, which is good because I've lost all my miners. I have no idea where my miners went. Like in my normal miners, no idea where they went. So 2 costs, 1/1/1/1. Exhaust the miner. Name a number to discard the top 2 cards of your deck. If at least one of those cards has a cost equal to the named number, choose a hero you control. For each card that matches the named number, add 1 resource to that hero's resource pool. What I like about the miners is you can get these miners, you can get hidden cash, you can get a lot of money from the miners. I really like playing it with the Gandalf hero. I'm not going to talk too much about the Gandalf hero just because I'm not sure where it is in the repackage. If you're watching me open this on YouTube, I don't want to spoil anything you haven't seen, but Zygo Miner with Gandalf is a good time. Hey, we got the Ewar Guard. This is a new card for me. 4 cost, 0/1/2/3 Sentinel, meaning you can defend for other players. When you play Ewar Guard from your hand, discard the top 2 cards of your deck to reduce its cost by 2. That's nice. That's really nice, especially if you can get like some synergy with some of the discard cards. Yeah, 2 costs for a 2/3, or like a defensive stat line of 2/3. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Dwarf Pipe is another new card for me. Dwarf Pipe is a 1 cost pipe attached to a dwarf character. After a card is discarded from your deck, exhaust Dwarf Pipe to place that card on the bottom of your deck. Oh, interesting. Nice. Okay. Interesting. On the bottom of your deck is a little hard, but it is in lore. We're just gonna start getting creative over where these cards are gonna go. It is in lore, or it's in spirit, and so you can. That's interesting. I guess like you can start stacking. So if you do deck out, if you're running Will of the West from the core set, you can shuffle your discard pile back into your deck. And so if you use this and you start stacking like all your hidden caches on the bottom of your deck, you know exactly what they are for the miners, and you just get a ton of resources, which leads you right into Lures and Durin songs, and just push, and then you can Will of the West everything back. Ooh, Magic Ring. This is a new card for me. Magic Ring is a 2 cost sphereless attachment. Attach to a hero. Limit 1 per hero and limit 1 per deck. Interesting. Okay, so we can exhaust Magic Ring to raise your threat by 1, to either heal 1 damage from the attached hero, add 1 resource to the attached hero's pool, or ready the attached hero. That's good. That's really cool. Okay, so you're raising your threat by 1. I would trade 1 threat for 1 money every single day of the week. I would trade 1 threat for a ready every single day of the week, especially if you're running Nori or you're running Galadriel Greeting. You're running anything that reduces threat. Yeah, Magic Ring seems pretty awesome. Big fan of that. You can discard to your heart's content with all of your dwarf cards, knowing that if you ever grab Ybor Hammersmith, you can just pull it right back to your hand. That's nice. Once you have all the dwarf cards, you will almost certainly deck out. Dwarf Pipe keeps your deck alive and can recur hidden cash. Yeah, nice. That's fun. That's really fun. That's true. Yeah, you're burning through the deck real quick. Hey, we got Bomber. Bomber is a lore. 3 costs 0/0/1. Oh, okay. So that okay. I'm really happy with what they're doing here. So we have Bomber in the starter deck, but this is a full playset of Bomber. So while Bomber is in the deck, they give you the 2 cards. I was a little, and it looks like, yeah, it looks like the rest of these cards are just adding so that you have 3 copies of every single card in the starter deck. That's a really good move. I'm very, very happy that they did that. So every single card that we have in this pack, you get a full playset of that card. That's amazing. I'm very happy FFG did that. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Nice. Excellent product. Yeah. We'll unbox some more of the stuff later. But like, if all of the products are at this level of quality, this is a great pickup. This is a great pickup. Yeah. Very, very good stuff. Sweet. Awesome. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Yeah, that is really smart. That is really smart. I was like, it's kind of annoying that we only get 1 copy of Bomber, 2 copies of Dory. It's like, I would really, you know, sometimes I really like running 3 copies of Narvi's Belt because I really want to get that in my opening hand with the mulligan that I really want to run 3. Boom. There you go. There's your 3rd copy. They give 3 copies of Magic Ring. No, because the playset of Magic Ring is only 1. So, because you can only include 1 copy in your deck. And so they give you a maximum playset. So if you can only have 1 card, one of a card, then that's the only one that they're going to give you. The interesting thing is that Magic Ring is not unique. So you can have 4 players all running Magic Rings, which is pretty fun. The Adventure Pack gives 3 Magic Rings for multiple characters. Oh, interesting. Huh. Well, there you go. Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so very much for hanging out. I appreciate you all. I will be back at tomorrow, same time, same place. So 10 a.m. Eastern time to play some Marvel Champions. We're going to finish up our play of the Astrodars, the Alter Ego Chronicles challenge. No, so like that whole like no ally challenge. And so we're going to finish that up tomorrow. So if you're interested in Marvel Champions, I will see you then. If not, then I'm actually not streaming next week. So I'll be off next week, but we'll be playing some Lord of the Rings when we come back the following week. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all, and I'll see you around. Peace.